believe Z also knows the answer to this, so she's out as well.
And Trigger.
There's a piece and Trigger. If you look at the
Arma
rear of all of these vehicles, you notice that there's a log. By the end of this, I will be asking you what the log is used for.
Oh.
Or not to
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
You told me I'm not permitted.
If you've already, if you've already heard the answer from us, you can't answer.
So if you play War Thunder tanks, you're not allowed to answer either.
Because it makes the tank superior in every single way.
Actually, no. They could be allowed to answer. It's just going to be the wrong.
All right. All right. So let's talk about the BMPs. These are BMPs. This right here is a BMP-1. Right here. Now BMP-1 has this frickin' is it 100 mil Zach?
23.
Oh yeah, it has a big old frickin' tank cannon, basically a derp gun on it. If you play War Thunder tanks, it's got a derp gun.
Well, this doesn't have a derp gun. It's only got a little fucking tiny anti-tank cannon.
It's a 75, doesn't it?
I think I'm like
75.
99% sure it's 73, but okay.
Okay. But yeah.
Either way,
has
it's an anti-tank gun, fires, and HE frag.
Just one of these
It
ones
actually
that has
fires
it,
an
so.
RPG enemy.
Does it?
Oh, not this one.
Or not that one.
I
There is
think
ones that
it's
actually
a
fire
3.
RPGs.
And they fire frickin' ATGMs out of the gun launcher tube. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a 75. It's a little fucking pea shooter.
Yeah, it's a little tiny gun, but still, if they load HE frag and shoot it at you guys, you're gonna have a bad day.
No, it's a pea shooter unless you're infantry, and then it's not a pea shooter.
So,
It's a bad day.
so for your guys' information, Zach, okay? When we say BMP1, BMD1, what's each of the numbers? Because you'll see when we go through these, there's 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. What's the difference?
Okay, well the easy way to do this. One, they've got the little light anti-tank cannon. This is a 2. You've got an auto cannon.
3, it has both.
And 3, fuck you, it has both. It doesn't care what you think.
It doesn't care what you think.
Now
Also
that
has a much more
changes
fleshed
between
out
versions,
turret.
though. So
Yeah.
A turret has
So,
a 100
also
millimeter
the extra-
cannon, no?
Extra nasty, yeah. The BMP-3 has a 100 millimeter gun launcher, fires T-frag and anti-tank guided missiles.
Then
the
the 23 millimeter.
The autocannon loads.
Probably APDFS.
Go ahead, Zach, continue.
The autocannon fires armored sustainable.
APFSDS.
They also have
And,
the
uh,
option to run
They don't-
incendiary.
Preacher,
They
where
don't. They don't. The RHS variants don't bother running anything but
To your right, Bilotti.
Sabo in them, and then they rely on the gun launcher for infantry work.
Haven't been here all
Also,
week.
the little extra fuck you that these hide, if you
twitching.
come over and look closely,
KPs.
here they have extra bow machine gunners, so these things can be laying down suppressive fire while they're advancing, while this main turret is looking somewhere else. This thing's just a freaking gun platform on tracks, and just it's a bad day.
Oh, not too bad. How about you,
Luckily,
Bilotti?
Have
guys-
the Terminator.
Pretty good.
Yeah, well, luckily for you guys, these
Welcome
things are
to the PID
exceedingly
course.
rare and basically
Ah.
only in use by the actual
I
Russian military.
Kinda, in my head, simplified it a bit.
So you're not going to see them very often.
Very
Kill it.
complicated.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
And the BMP-1 quite
Yeah,
often.
that sounds about right.
Oh, Waller. If we see this, fucking Christ.
Yes,
If we
my
see
son.
this thing,
If you see
we see
fucking
that
Christ,
thing?
you got bigger problems than a tank.
if we see this thing, can we just call a BFB on it? Problem solved.
Oh.
No, call it Maverick.
Doesn't need a BFB. Even an
Punch an
SDV
N-law
will
at
fuck
it.
it stay up. Or an M-law. It's still not heavily armored. That
Well, new.
said,
You're telling me
They
a
look
nuke.
bigger than they are.
For a medic, you're meant to save lives, not try and destroy more.
Lies.
Preventative medicine is a bullet to the enemy.
This is not preventative medicine.
I mean, he's not wrong, but he's also not right.
Well,
Don't mind if I
So
send
like,
him for
fucked up
preventative
as
medicine.
was a robotic, I have to kill you to save you.
Preventative, because now they're not shooting at us because they're dead.
Boy, schmoy.
This one down here, this one has an add-on armor package. It's going to be a lot harder to kill. So, you know, just...
Jav it.
Yeah, hit it with a javelin, it'll go top armor. They don't have any add-on armor up there. But if you come and stand right here, you'll see that there's an extra, like, 6 inches sticking out from the side of this thing.
Yep.
That's all add-on armor. So, it's meant to tell you, your guys in your AT-4s to go fuck yourselves. You'll just tickle it and make it mad.
At least
For the
it's not
turret.
ERA.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing Russia's famous for, but we'll get into that.
Anyway, move
Yeah.
along.
Who
Okay.
needs explosive reactive armor
As
when
we
you have
said-
people on your tank?
1, tank cannon, 2, autocannon, 3, both, because fuck you.
The other way to tell is BMP-1s, except for the late generation, which is the Papa up there, do not have an AT system mounted on top of the
So I
turret.
do. Okay, on top of the turret. Okay, I'll give you that.
On top of the turret.
The AT system on the early ones, it's on the gun barrel.
That's a one-use.
That's that
fucking-
white rocket.
Yes.
Yes, that is the White Rocket. That's
There's
an
an ATGM, and that actually scored a kill on one of our Merkavas when we were on deployment, running those.
Yeah.
Fucking smashed it in the back.
Yeah, they got us with like a freaking 4-kilometer freaking Matluckius shot, and I was like, well,
Like,
fuck.
give
Was
him-
that
Just
was
have
that
to
when
give
we
that
were
to him.
taking that airfield?
Oh.
No,
All I
I
remember
can't
is
remember
Preach
what
screaming at me
exact
to jump
day
back
it
in
It
the
was
was.
tank.
when we were on the
Hit.
bridge. It was when we were on the bridge, trying to get over to help.
Oh,
So-
Ladies and gentlemen,
artillery command.
One Vic at a time.
Or,
this
no,
may
artillery
look
reconnaissance vehicle.
like
Correct.
a BMP. It is not a BMP.
BMD.
It is a
God.
BMP. Bravo, Mike, Papa. It is the BRM1K. It's basically a reconnaissance BMP. I'm not even gonna fucking get into its name. Obvious launcher. BMP style 1, BMP 1 style cannon, and
It's got a BMP-2 turret.
BMP 2 turret. That's what I was.
in the back.
And it can unfold the mast radar. So, if you ever see one of these, whack the fuck out of it, because it's probably going to be used as a scouting party. Remember, no one can conduct a reconnaissance if there's no one to conduct it.
What's different? Alright,
That
next
was
one
not
over
what I
here is a
wanted to do.
breach. There's another
No,
BMP.
I'm historical.
It's an object. This is the object. If you look at the name, it's in Russian.
By it being called an object, it's a prototype. They're going to be even more rare probably than the BMP-3.
This thing, the whole reason this is a prototype is they put a basically they put a main battle tank cannon in here and they said, let's try it and see what
So
happens.
it's literally just a long variant of the BMP-1 gun.
Can we talk about the
So-
object one time and the ridiculous gun it has?
No.
We're not talking about the space gun.
This is the PRP-3. This is basically mortar launcher with a PK fucking on the turret.
Yeah.
So why you give them? I'm not even
Well,
going
the
to get
thing is
into
that-
that reasoning.
Okay, so here's the thing. In RHS, this thing isn't that dangerous. It just launches flares. At night, you're going to want to murder it in the face, but, you know, otherwise.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we're at the
It's a serious
end.
fucking problem.
Vehicles at go.
Speaking of things, you should always murder in the face as soon as you see them.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
1291M?
Okay.
That's
Oh,
not a
yep.
fucking
Yep.
Metis?
We have now finished the BMP series. Has
We have.
anybody that is allowed to answer figured out what the logi is for?
I do. Mud.
May tank sprunk.
For mud.
Anybody through mud? Yes. The United States went out and built a $166 million recovery vehicle. The Russians did it with 2 seconds worth of chopping effort in the forest.
They have just Russian grandmothers harvesting forests to put lives
no.
behind their BMPs.
The Babushka Battalion.
Babushka Battalion.
It is literally designed for that purpose. It's if your vehicle was to get stuck in the mud, you get the log off the back, stick it in front of the tracks, and then use that to gain traction. If your log
Yes,
broke,
is
oh,
to make tanks strong.
Get another one.
if you notice, there's an axe and a shovel usually equipped to the side of each vehicle. You just cut down another tree and get another log, and then you're good to go. In bodies.
The Babushka Battalion, borscht for all.
Oh God! Oh,
So-
y'all need
So
Jesus.
the log is the same
You
as
guys-
the same as Kitty.
I remember last home row when y'all got fucking nuked. You remember that? You remember that? That's this thing.
Yeah,
Looks
serious
innocuous.
fucking
It's
problem.
a goddamn nuclear missile launcher.
It's basically a modernized Scud launcher.
Hold on, I got this.
Oh god,
Uh-oh.
Preach is gonna nuke us.
You're
Oh,
gonna
God.
want to back up.
You
Oh,
better
God.
make sure it's
Oh,
not nuked
God.
before you launch it.
He's erecting
Not
it.
launching it.
Fuck, why
Let's
won't
get
it let me
over the
fucking walk?
Yeah, that was outrageous. It's opening.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun.
Technically, since it's Russian, shouldn't it be da, 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 da. Yeah, if you see it sitting like that, if you see it sitting like that, call an airstrike immediately. Try to kill it. Just fucking make sure it goes away because that's a bad thing.
Are we permitted to call in strikes on it?
That's because the nuclear warhead will not be armed until the missile is in flight.
Okay.
Once the missile reaches terminal velocity, that is when the warhead arms.
That's when the warhead arms. Okay.
Nuclear
so
warheads cannot be secondary explosions. It does not work.
Okay, so we can call in like an 81 millimeter mortar strike on it, and we'll be not dead.
Okay, well, look at it this way: you could literally take a nuclear warhead, somehow carry it up to the top of the frickin' Empire State Building and push it off, and it would just go thud.
Nukes
There's
go
no
off by a
reaction.
complicated
There's no
reaction,
reaction,
and
that's
explosions do not replicate it.
Okay, yeah, nukes are way above my education.
You've been educated.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
All you need to know is you can blow it up, and at worst, you'll
Above my
just kind of
playground.
need to decon the local area because there might be a little bit of radiological debris.
Okay.
Even that's probably fucking safe.
The smallest explosive you can take it out with is the best.
Are you using an
Give
AT4?
stick a C4.
Stick a
Stick a
C4.
C4
Who's
Really?
gonna
C4.
say this? Alright.
I'm gonna get in behind the gun on this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Go ahead, Breach.
this is the 2S3 Mark 1. It is Russian Paladin. Much
Yeah,
bigger
basically Russian
shell.
Paladin.
Says go fuck yourself up to 20 kilometers. Runs on vodka and potato.
Vodka and the thing that make vodka.
Vodka and raw
More or less.
vodka.
Ladies
Sorry.
and gentlemen, your perennial favorite thing to get fucked by? The T-72.
Well, welcome to the
know that
T-72
experience.
8090 family. They're basically all the same tank, except with a few minor differences.
Changes.
The machine gun that you see the black man on right now is known as a Cord, or as we like to call it, the anti-Ferguson riot device.
Jesus.
Isn't that a PKT?
No,
It's
that's
literally
a
a Cord.
That's a core.
No.
That's your 14.7.
Oh, I'm at PKTs.
Yeah, it's
14.5.
PKP.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's got
Papa
a
Kilo
searchlight
Tango.
device. That is actually, if I remember my tanks correctly, that little searchlight device there is a thermal imaging.
It's their thermal imaging, yeah.
Yes.
thing.
Russians
Moving right
don't have very
along.
good technology, so they gotta have a big old lens to get all the thermals. So,
Moving right along. This is a T-72 Bravo 3. If I remember correctly, that was the first one with reactive armor. So if you see these little plates here at the front, up there near the turret, has a sensor package that is basically designed to detect incoming munitions. All charge will blow one of these plates off in the direction of the charge and try and defeat it before it hits the vehicle. Theoretically.
Don't like the
Although
normal ERA packages actually blow up when it gets impacted and blow all the explosion force outward?
Yeah, the early
Yeah, I was
ERA,
gonna say
that's how it worked.
the early ERA, which this is, far
Yeah,
right
it's a
there,
direct
trigger.
impact thing.
It's once it hits.
Damn, I found the word.
Is it Russia's answer to Chobham?
No, not really.
It was America's armor too for the longest time. If you look at the M60A3, it's just fucking covered in ERA. Because that was all they had to counter heat at the time. And then everyone moved on to Savo, and ERA became irrelevant.
Alright, so here we go. We've got T-80.
Abrams
But
has
it
Chobham.
normalized them.
Hey,
normalized
it's that
them.
shit that totally wasn't in Ukraine a couple years back.
Yeah.
This is the T-80. It did not go on vacation into the Ukraine.
This is actually the non-export version too.
Uh-huh. Now, the one thing that you'll notice about the T-80 series is that it has a big fuck-off snorkel on the back of the turret. That's how you separate the two from the T-72 to the T-80 series. Fuck-off snorkel, T-80. Little optic lens. 22.
Me too.
This one looks like
This one's-
it's staring at you.
Looks like a Decepticon.
Actually, if
That's
you
a
sit about
transform.
here, if you sit about here, it looks like Pinocchio on a bad day. You got 2 eyes, a nose, and a smile.
Yeah, so if it's looking at you and it's got that look like that, that's probably
That's
a
a frown.
T90, and you do not want to be there at the end of that.
That's a
and
frown.
just the trivia for what those things are is they're infrared dazzlers. They're meant to defeat the American ITO. Oh, basically, when the
APS.
yeah, well, kind of a passive APS.
Oh, spray painting.
It just kind of
That was
that was a
lighting up.
match.
Uh,
As
loud
an
fucking
infrared
match.
guided missiles coming in,
No.
it's the same thing as we have in our helicopters. It'll just kind of try and screw its guidance up, so it'll just kind of go off into the sunset and not here to hurt the tank. Yeah, T90. Moving on. Oh look,
back
our
to
favorites.
Cigarettes, light it
I
once.
forgot about these.
Sovietsky.
Over here, scrubs.
Everybody's favorite Soviet era shit.
Welcome to the
If you don't know
T-54.
if you don't know what this is, go watch some more war movies.
Also, which variant of this one is this? Anybody know?
The mini one?
3485.
There you go. What's on there? Somebody give me the full
485M.
stats. Let's go.
Come on,
Let's
come on.
see.
Show us how much
It's
you
made,
know.
so big
it's
you
made
can fit your
of
thumb in it?
selenium, so
That's
it
what's on
cannot
it.
be killed.
Shabazz.
What's your bias?
What was unique about this tank? Why did they make so many of them?
Armor.
It was easy to make.
Fucking work.
And to kill?
Was it built right?
It was
Worked.
built for tractor users to be able to drive it.
Yeah.
I also built by tractor
they
users.
used a different way of making tanks compared to everybody else, and that's why they made so many of them. That's why we made
Wasn't
so
this
many
also
Shermans, because we used the same thing.
Wasn't this
So-
all based off the, or what became the base of the first German Panzers? No, not Panzers.
It's the other way around, actually.
Yeah,
Panther, the Panther, they all kind of have the
They
same lineage.
captured German tanks, and they were like,
Mhm.
"This looks
About
like a
to
good
stay
idea,
cheap.
comrade." And
they-
then this.
They made it
Basically.
shitty because Russia.
Okay.
And then
Oh, moving on
Yep,
along
turret.
here.
Teacup.
E55.
Brits, take note.
P-55, yep.
Okay. Ladies and
Foreign tank.
gentlemen, this is not a tank. This is a tank destroyer. This is
Out of an aircraft.
a 2S-25 air mobile tank destroyer. There are 14 of them in the world. All of them are assigned to the VDV. Its role in life is to defeat the Challenger 2 tank. Does it very well. It's
This is
fast,
just a
it's
replica.
mobile,
Do not touch.
has, I think it's 123 millimeter high velocity smooth bore.
It's 125.
125, there we go.
The Russian 125 that they're trying to put on everything now, basically.
What makes this kind of scary, and I gotta find the position.
Active suspension?
Yes, it has a
Lower.
you can lower and raise the suspension on this, which
It also do
Makes
the
it-
rock back and forward.
Turns it
Not
into a
it
K
can
box.
in real life, but not in Arma.
Into a black man car. Back, side,
Now,
side.
the beautiful thing about this is that it's designed to use its speed and maneuverability to get around the battlefield quickly and then hit from the rear. So it is lightly armored, which means an AT-4 will actually destroy the shit out of this thing.
Put it in terms of for those of you who play War Thunder tanks, it's the Russian M18 Hellcat modernized.
ass big gun.
Zoom, gets behind you, shoots you in the ass, then runs away.
That's the M55 one Sheridan of Russia.
It's the dark of tanks.
Oh.
All right.
This is boat with tracks. Nothing to see here, comrade.
This is an amphibious vehicle carrier. Basically, if your vehicle's not amphibious, like a UAZ, gas, you drive it up here, you tie it down, it closes up, and it makes the water forging for you.
And I will say this: we can actually fit our vehicles in the back of this. We have tested it.
I tested
So,
it.
yeah,
We might use them.
Yeah, actually,
we may use them on occasion. depending on the situation.
We need to point out
Oh.
is our
Cheap as hell. Basically, you ever seen the old Amtraks that they used to have during World War II with the Marines? It's basically the same kind of idea.
Oh, no, I can hear you. You're kind of quiet.
Oh, am I?
I'm hearing
Oh,
you.
okay. But yeah, that's basically the idea. Is it's a vehicle version of an old school.
It floats. It carries vehicles.
Amtrak.
So we need to point out really quickly that we use a couple of these Russian vehicles, including this one. The other is the Icarian Marines use BMP what 2s?
Threes.
Oh, they
BMP 3s.
They
So-
are the two Papa, I believe. I can't
we
remember.
actually use these. Still, I think for each friend
No.
number. No,
We don't.
did we say no?
We just went to the BMP3.
That's right.
Right, we
okay.
did. Yeah.
I was.
Okay.
It's been a minute. So,
Anyway,
we
duck
did
boat
use
aside.
I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
If we're operating with any Icarian units that use them, we will tell you guys. They won't just show up out of the blue.
Yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on towards the aircraft section, so it's fitting that we place the anti-aircraft gun last. This is a ZU-23. There's two paired anti-aircraft cannons here.
I wanted to Cash and Waller from having flashbacks until the last moment.
This is also known as a Shilka.
I don't give a shit about this thing.
It does not require a radar sight. It has its own radar, which means it can emit active radiation signals, which the air guys can actually bomb with their harm missiles. I think you've got harm missiles, if not too bad.
We do, but because, HS hasn't released their fucking update yet. Can't hit laser turns yet.
So, yeah, basically, it drives around, it detects aircraft, it launches a shit tons of rounds. It will engage infantry. However, an AT-4 will fucking go boom and destroy this thing.
Plugs.
Then-
Oh, for
why
the
is
love of
there-
God, here, plugs.
No.
Out of the vehicle, Bilotti.
I'm gonna do it.
One
Down.
shot.
I'm gonna do
Get out.
it.
Have the shot.
Oh,
Right, go preach, guys. Move on.
okay. To the
Killing me.
aircraft.
Okay, easy way to tell the difference between that and a Tunguska is that radar dish.
Yeah, and the
That
missiles.
Also, the
Tunguska
Tunguska has
actually
missiles
has
sticking out of it.
missiles sticking out
And
the side.
most importantly, our HS still haven't fucking given us the Tunguska.
It's coming in the next
Jesus.
update, apparently.
I believe that when we see it paired perfect, it
coming.
smells like rainbow sherbet.
I mean, he's got a point.
How dare
Tunguska
you
has the
speak
same
like
kind of
you.
radar you see on ships. The Shilka has the little fucking
Alright.
drum.
My baby! I love this thing.
Alrighty. Wait for everybody to get here because they're all stragglers. Feel like one of those people at a museum. This is this. This is what it did.
I think there's still someone back at the Shilka.
We almost used this for about 3
Step on
seconds
it,
until we
Scrub.
realized that you can't. Who has been spray painting The wall.
I fucking told you people were spray painting shit.
Statsu did it, I'm telling.
Alright, I'll deal with it, Preach. Alright, is everybody here?
No.
Tell them to hurry the fuck up.
Firing line,
Almost
line up.
done.
Fire warning shots into the air.
Speed!
Run, come on! Power!
Alright, is everyone here?
Oaks, you're too fat.
Alright, this
Right, we're gonna
is
have to do
the
a
air
PT
section
lesson.
of our PID course. Now, this is a little more important. You know, not as important as the vehicles for you guys, but it is important for us to know. You guys see air contacts, what it is. Alright? This is the KA-60 Kasaka, or if you want to use the Chinese variant, I believe this is the Z7. Basically, this is the Russian copy of the Dolphin.
Augusta Dolphin.
Used by the HA-66, I think, or something.
Yeah, something like
It's what
that.
the Coast Guard uses for their rescue helicopters. This is basically, their copy of it. It's a transport helicopter. There's also an armed variant that comes with rockets and a minigun or a 50. I don't remember.
Only difference
specifically
between
which
this
one,
and the
but there is
Coast
an
Guard
armed
version
variant of this.
is this one runs on vodka.
Oh no,
And-
it's totally
No.
not copy. See,
Some of the Russian
landing
vehicles I
gear
think
on
do
sides
run on
is in
vodka if you
front.
need them to.
Single landing gears
Yeah.
in back. It's totally different.
But basically, it was their copy of it with the encased tail rotor, all that stuff. So this is a little more survivable, but you can still pretty much shoot this down pretty quick with an AT-4 or something if you guys have to. It's pretty weak. So,
If you need a chopper with an AT-4, I'll be very impressed.
had people
So I've
with
done it.
Maz, so.
Shut
Alright,
down jets with
these
the Matus.
next two helicopters here, right
Oh,
here,
wait,
this
wait,
one and
wait,
that one are
hold
the
on,
same,
hold on.
pretty much. These are the
Speaking-
MI. These are the
What are you saying?
MI-8 series.
I was gonna say, speaking of people shooting down helicopters with unguided launchers, where's Deuce?
Deuce did it.
Yep,
Deuce has the
he
record
shot
for making
down
a
high
800-meter
and it
shot with a
landed
Maz
on
and killed the whole
friendly-
team with it, so.
Our team, because it landed on the building they were in.
Remember that, dudes? When you pop the freaking MI-8, one of these things.
Best moment of its life.
I also dropped one, I think, on top of a fucking whole friendly squad by accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's the
This
one.
is the MI-8. MI-8 right here. This is the MT. This is the transport variant. This is Russia's basically frontline transport helicopter. They do not like the Black Hawk kind of style, so they went a little bit bigger.
You know what this is?
They can carry. Yeah.
Is a flying BTR.
Yeah, basically.
Except without the spaced armor on the outside, because that'd
Without
just be
spaced
fucking
armor.
stupid.
The infantry are in the inside.
Tape guys to the outside.
So this is the unarmed variant, as you can see.
Because they didn't fit
This
handlebars
variant
on
over
it.
here is armed. This has bombs on the side there. Those are 250-pound bombs.
Fuel air
and
bombs.
there's also rockets. It also has machine guns in the back. Also could be one on the side door on the other side, and sometimes,
this
like
is
on
the
this
surprise.
one, there's a nose cannon.
There's
Nose gun.
only a gun there.
Point of note with these, there is a variant with 3 of those rocket pods on each wing. Those are fucking nightmare.
Yeah. When you guys see this, this is not a helicopter you really want to sit there and deal with. I mean, you guys can if you have to, but call us in, we'll take care of it. No big deal. So we'll come in and just watch it go bye-bye, pretty much.
What is wrong with you?
That's
today?
breach.
Do you need 10 minutes to just
I help you?
Demold?
shit
No,
up?
not at all. It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Moving on, moving on.
Moving on up to the east side.
Old one first. Old one first.
Old one first.
Both the same. I'll just go for it. It's fine.
No, they're not.
All right.
There's
See that
a
one back
slight
there?
difference.
I know. We'll talk
My
about
20,
each.
that my 24p. Mi-24V.
This is the Victor.
Both Mi-24s, there's just some slight differences.
In fact,
one is
that
actually
glass is not bulletproof to 5.56.
Oh, and the other thing is one of these is a lot more dangerous to you guys than the other. And who wants to take a shot at which one's more dangerous?
Go with the Victor, because it's got a nose gun that'll eat your face.
Both have
It's
nose
got a
guns,
rotary
actually.
gun.
Isn't this the chopper that...
But, yeah,
Isn't this one the one that's got a fucking 30 mil? That one's...
This one has a turreted little turreted 7.62 frickin' rotary barrel chin gun of just murder infantry. That one has a coaxial 30mm cannon that, well, not coaxial, it's fixed forward.
Fixed.
So this one has to make gun runs at you to be able to kill you. This one can just do what an Apache does and sit there and pick people off at its leisure.
That said, that one's more dangerous to vehicles because it's two 30mm cannons.
Yeah, but as you guys as infantry, you need to worry about that variant more than that variant.
Not to mention,
These are also broken right now, so
yes,
you don't have to worry about them at all until the update.
This is one of our, just for you guys' information, we use the Golf variant of the Hind, which is the Mi-24G, which is actually made by Poland.
I'm sure you're all very intimately familiar with what that looks like. These, to equate to my earlier analogy, these are basically the flying BMP because these are going to be able to drop infantry off, then hang around and support them.
AK-50... Wait, that's 52?
52. 28. Right here first. This is the Mi-28, this is the Mi-28 November, or the Night Hunter. This is basically the Russians' answer to the Apache. Alright. They, with the Hind, they use that for direct close air support of infantry. Okay, that is the Hind's job. They basically sit over the infantry and help them move. Like Zach said, it is the BMP. This is more of a tank or something like a little bit heavier, like a T-72 or something like that. This is built to kill tanks. Right, so they have, as you can see up there, the little radar. It's their version of longbow, which isn't as good, but they have a version of longbow that's built on this thing. They also carry, as you can see on the sides here, a fuck ton of AGMs right here. These are all anti-tank missiles. And then they also have anti-tank rockets, and then they also have a turreted 30mm chin gun on the bottom here. These are in services across many different...
cold falling in the background.
Okay. This is the difference between many different countries that's in service with the Syrians, the Iraqis, Ukraine, Russia. You know, these are exported pretty freely, so we will see these actually quite a bit, oddly enough. So,
doing leopard crawl.
So yeah, be aware of what this is.
Punishment if you fuck around. You get teleported to the airstrip and you get fucking nuked.
Alright, moving on.
You could
now,
literally nuke
someone
and breach.
said, this is the Ka-52. That is correct. This is the Ka-52. There's also another version that's a single-seater, which is the Ka-50 Black Shark. They're the same helicopter. This is just the reconnaissance variant, while the Ka-50 is the single-seater attack variant. This is probably, out of all the Russia's arsenal of aircraft, their most expensive aircraft they operate for rotors. These things are fucking terrifying, as you can see. It's also got, on the sides here, fixed autocannons on the sides, and AT missiles, rockets. What's cool about this helicopter is it has ejection seats. A lot of people don't know that. They actually eject out of this and the Ka-50. And what they do is when they pull the ejection handle, the entire rotor assembly on top of there, so the two plates will actually eject up and away, and then the whole pod on the Ka-52 will come out. But on the Ka-50, it's just a straight shot through the glass, like a regular jet. So that whole thing pops out and ejects everybody. Yeah. So this helicopter, it's the most expensive thing that they have in their rotor inventory, minus maybe the Mi-26, which we don't have in here. So.
The big fuck off.
Big fuck off, frickin' I can carry BMPs inside me helicopter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wish
so this is only in
that
use
used to
really
be
by
in effect,
Russia,
didn't it?
so we won't really see that unless we fight Russians. So
We're currently allies with, but you never know.
yes. Never know.
Well, given all of the Russian shit that we're looking at, I have a feeling our next deployment is Russia.
Oh no, because
this is
Russia
an
exports their shit to anyone, basically.
Right,
So,
anyone who will pay.
yeah, so
You have
that's,
money? Okay, you have weapon.
Yeah, basically.
pretty
That's
much.
why we're going through all this Russian shit. Su-25 Frogfoot, it's the Russian A-10, to put it simply.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't get Z anywhere.
Does it have enough rocket bots?
Export this shit like crazy. There's the Tango version. This is just the regular. This is the old version, which is not night capable, by the way. The original Su-25 was not night capable because they had no
visual
night
flight
vision
rule only.
instruments on the plane. So
Didn't this get shot
No,
down in
radar.
Syria by an
Yeah,
American
I
jet?
remember, I don't think they have radar either.
Yes. No, that was a 21.
oh,
I
and
think.
the
wait,
original
no.
one they don't. So
Yes, they do. There's a little radar symbol there.
original one they
symbol.
didn't, but they added it later, I think. But yeah, this is used by a few countries. You'll see this quite often. So
Could have sworn it got shot out of the sky.
Look, it's North Korea's secret weapon.
It's all of their Air Force.
no, they actually have MiG-29s, which is that's something that's coming, by the way. So
We got a bunch of people lagging behind.
Foxfire.
we're almost done, guys. We're almost done.
Is it McNiff? Come on.
There you go.
The Russian stuff. Alright, this is the AN2, if you guys hey. People are over there. Okay. This is the AN2. Basically, this is a transport plane that is, pretty easy to build. It's still in service. It's been around since basically the 30s. And they've been using this thing for years and just been upgrading it. North Korea, as Zach said, this is their secret weapon. This is how they plan to get all of their special forces into South Korea, is using AN2s. They believe that the F-16s, F-15s, and F-22s of both South Korea, the United States, and Japan cannot shoot these down because they can't maneuver with them or see them on radar because they're propped by planes.
And made of balsa wood.
So,
Here's the thing: these things can fly so ridiculously slow that they're almost a helicopter.
Yeah, I can fly this thing about 80 knots and keep it going. We can land it on the carrier without even using the wires.
Radar signature be massive
So-
because of the sound and the size. Like,
No,
Was that-
what it's picking
built
up on the thermals and shit.
Yeah, its
Yeah.
thermal signature would be ridiculous because of that goddamn radial engine.
yeah, we would
Yeah,
we would
but-
find this thing.
Oh yeah. You know,
Just
they're
believe
North,
that's
they're North
literally,
Korea.
so they have
they
like
go,
400 of these things.
yeah, they've got like
So-
you know,
All of North Korea's data's from 1965.
their Air Force will black out the sun, basically.
AN2s.
All of it will rank.
Alright.
But
You'll
legitimately,
just
their
be like,
flag
is there
blacks
a
out the
really
sun.
angry swarm of bees coming my way, or what's going?
Remember the movie
So
about
this
this
is
plane?
actually a different designation than what they have in the game now. It's different.
The
This is
SU-57
the
or some shit.
is it the SU-57 now?
Are you wearing
47?
a satchel
Yeah.
like a fucking social justice warrior college student?
Just now
How
noticing.
dare you assume his whatever you want to call it?
No.
For
Talking
fuck's
about
sake,
sweeps back
I
back.
am not having
Just
this
assume
day.
it's
Fuck off, guys.
designation.
He's got a man bag.
Who does?
Really just now
God, those
Oh,
Outback
good.
commercials.
Alright,
Anyway.
moving on. Moving on.
Oh,
Alright, this is the T-50 or the SU. Basically, this is Russia's version of, we want to make 5th gen, but it's still not 5th gen. Because we don't know how to use freaking thrust vectoring in the back with, and also hiding our exhaust.
It's
So-
5th gen from the front.
You come to the back and you look in the back there, it's not. So,
Pretty too thick.
Yeah, two giant
And
engines.
then you look at this and you're like, what the fuck is this? 5th gen, those
Gee,
engines
a
are
thick
exposed.
bitch.
Look at it,
so
It's a Russian compromise.
does have a freaking tail-mounted radar, so it can see if you're trying to sneak up on it from behind.
It's also really fucking fast.
Do you have
Yeah,
that?
it's a-
Yes.
this, and it's very maneuverable. It's a decent airplane for what it is, but you know,
Just not
this
stealthy
is
like
their
they
stealth
wanted
fighter
to be.
that they're building in Russia.
Hey,
India's
B-52.
also looking at buying these. They still haven't said yes or no, so there's that.
Totally not a B-52.
Lions, tigers, and now we have this.
Oh my.
Bear.
Isn't this the one you can see on radar? Like, or on, not radar, on Google Maps?
Drugs.
Totally not a B-52.
If you see this
What do you
coming
mean
your
it's
way,
a
you
bear? No,
definitely
fuck
won't
you.
do it.
What's a B-52?
All right, so this is the Tu-95 Bear. This is the Mike version. They've been flying these since the 50s. This actually has a lineage back to the Tu-1, the Tu-2, Tu-3, Tu-4, blah blah blah.
Just so
Basically, they based this off of the B-29, and then they said, you know what, we're going to try and make it better. So Russia decided that it was a good idea to start doing this.
its
So
expected
this is
service
a
life is until 2050 at this point.
Yeah. They're basically, and it's going to be basically the Russian version of the B-52 at this point. But this is a maritime patrol bomber that they used to hunt submarines with. And they used to use this as a strategic bomber, but they don't anymore. Now, Russia is the only one that operates this in terms of us. We might see this on certain deployments because, hey, if we're fighting somebody that has money, maybe they can get surplus or, you know, however to work that out. Because they have retired a bunch of these. They don't have as many as they used to.
Here's the
So,
one thing
Go ahead.
about these. These things can have enough fuel on board. They can fly for a fucking week. These things can come from really far away. So even if we take out all the airfields in our AO, these things are still a valid threat because we don't know where they can come from. So, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
the
so that's
B-36
Tu-95
and
Bear.
It's like our
Also,
B-36
it's-
and it's made to be
like
up for
they're
a long
empty.
time.
As I know, it's also the only prop plane that can go supersonic.
No, it can't. But the propellers are going supersonic fairly consistently, so it's loud as balls.
We'll
know when
525
it's
miles
coming.
per hour is the top speed.
Yeah.
It's just below supersonic. It's close. So
Fucking fast.
it's fast. It's fast
Dive
for
a
how
little.
big it is and how old it is.
And it's deafening.
Yes.
Now it's time for Blue 4 PIDs. Don't shoot unless it fires at you.
No man, you go.
It's time.
If it's green, it's Russian. If it's tan, it's blue. Got it.
No.
Because they'll be black fucking underneath the medicine.
Only for fighting ISIS.
Is all the fucking time.
Oh my god, why are all these stragglers back there?
Preach a wall on Muhammad.
I'm in my rightful place, standing on the back of the black man. Right there?
Alright. Humvee, you guys all know what this is, yeah? Basically, this is Blue 4 Humvee.
I don't
It's
know
a
what a
50
Humvee
cal
is.
version, right there. This is the soft or soft top version. Basically, there's no armor on it. Pretty simple. This is the new. This is
Love the driver, fuck the
deuce and
passengers.
a half they're getting. This is the M1083. Basically, it's their whole big designation for it. But this is the new deuce and a half the U.S. military is getting into. So, smaller. See, it has 50 on top.
So there's gonna be a shitload of them on surplus.
Yeah, we can buy them on surplus. They're all over the place.
Woo!
All right, pretty easy. This is a Hemet.
Everyone knows
lot of
what a
these
Hemet is,
didn't,
I hope.
Hemet is. Go.
Wasn't this in the Russian lineup?
Think that, wouldn't you?
This is actually called the Guardian. This is the M1117, the M117. This is the ASB. It's a ASB Guardian. What's it's designed to do is they designed these to go to Iraq and Afghanistan to be basically base patrols. This is in MRAP. It has a crew of 4. You only can fit 4 people in here.
They really just
What's
take a fucking...
interesting about it... What's up? Is that Kendall?
I'm forgetting the designation of the fucking tracked marine vehicle.
The Marine's Amtrak.
That. Did they really just take a fucking Amtrak target
That
and
is
strap
exactly what they did.
Yep,
Do a lot of
exactly
that.
what that is. It's a Mark 19 and a 50 cal in there. So it has both. So you know how we have that gas? It's the same idea with that, with this as well. It's just it's an enclosed turret, not open. So, yeah, these things are fun. We might see these if we do deployments or anything like that. So with US guys. As we move on here,
MRAP.
RG-33 MRAP.
Autobus!
Autobus!
The M1232 battle bus is what we call it.
Battle
The
bus is amazing.
Is the M1237.
Still MRAP.
Are you still alive, Achilles?
Why won't these go die?
Because space parades!
Okay, so the weird thing about this, that I didn't know this until, well, like a couple of years ago, these things are fucking amphibious.
Some of them are.
And that's reflected in game.
By the way, we've had these things since Vietnam.
Oh, most of them are. There's one version or two that aren't.
O'Connor, that's where the Rhino got its inspiration.
Yeah, I know. I know what the 113 is.
Yeah.
Battle boxes.
Ooh, Bradley.
Bradley.
Oh, never knew the 113 could float.
How you can tell the difference between the different armor packages is it's got fucking extra armor on it. That's the bus. So, it's got extra plates on the sides here.
This is not a Bradley.
Not a Bradley.
This is a linebacker.
This is the M6. They don't use these anymore, but what's cool about this is the Army wanted to experiment with keeping Bradleys with Bradleys. So instead of buying Avengers, they said, why don't we put the Avengers complement of Stingers in a Bradley launcher? So they put this on the side, and they said, hey, we have a mobile Bradley that has anti-air now. So that's what's in there. This is all anti-air. So, alright.
If you don't know what this is,
purple shit.
there ain't no helping you. Abrams.
Go.
None of the unlocked cannon.
Up the fucking line already.
Coyote!
Coyote?
Coyote.
You guys should be intimately familiar with these. Come on, like, if not, your eyes closed the whole time.
We didn't. Yeah, what was ours name? Remember?
What? Oh, fucking Wimmick.
AKA bullet sponge that dies all the time.
Land Rover again. Yay.
The mobile oil leak.
Hey! Hold on.
Little bird, black top.
Birds all the way up. Just different variants armed with different things. You know, this one's got a bench. This one's just got the back seats.
That's the one we got.
And those ones are all the little mini.
Ooh, clear.
I can't believe it's not a gunship.
That's a go, isn't it?
My little gunship.
I hope you know what this is.
What is this?
I thought this was down.
That is retarded. So no, that is retarded. That y'all retarded.
Aww. Which one? Yankee model? The Yankee
Do you
model.
even use the QE anymore?
Yes, Navy still uses them.
Technically.
Aircraft carriers.
They're being
destroyers.
phased out slowly.
But the Yankees?
I believe so.
Well, no, they're still using the Yankees. They're going to be using them for a long time. So, and this is the Cobra. This is the Zulu model, which is the Viper. This is basically the Marines version of the Apache. They put their version of Longbow on here. It's got Hellfire, Sidewinders.
It's the boat-mounted version of that.
Pretty much. That's not an Apache. It's just a little bit watered down, but good little helicopter.
My baby.
The 864 Apache.
Apache's better.
Pieces, once again.
Many people
Yeah,
here
the
sexually
shit hook.
identify as one.
I would hope
sexually
everyone knows
identified
what
as
this is.
Shit
Shit
hook.
hook. Makes me happy.
Oh god, it even smells.
Oh, there you are, Warner.
53.
53 Sea Stallion, Marine Heavy Lift Helicopter.
Massive.
Bus in the air.
It's crap.
Return.
These
Mini.
porn stash.
Is he
Start
still
wearing
wearing
You know,
that?
once
stepping
again,
away
if you
from
don't
the
know
gun.
this
Giggity,
is,
just a
there's
screw.
something wrong with you.
Fuck off.
If you don't know what that is, there is also something wrong with you.
I think that's it. No, we got a couple more. Never mind.
How long did it take you to place all of these?
45 minutes.
Were there any accidents?
Not that you need to know about.
So that's a yes.
They were accidents.
Don't worry about it.
F-22 American Air Superiority Fighter.
I didn't put the F-35 down on because it's a piece of shit. After that.
And
F-15, right?
this is our baby F-14 Tomcat.
MiG-29.
So,
Or
and
is
look
that
at
like
we're
the
at the
color?
end.
The
We
what?
literally just ran the length of the runway. Good job, everybody.
Wait. I forgot a thing. Hold on.
PT complete.
Flying the F-22 back.
Nope.
Alright. I know this is like, well, this is boring, but you guys need to know this because it's very important when you guys communicate with each other, when you communicate higher, you know, because we need to know the situation. If we show up and, oh, we just have an enemy plane, or unidentified plane, and we don't know what it is, it could be an F-22 that's AI, or it could be this. Alive will start doing this when we get it figured out. They have added a lot of functionality to bring in different elements in terms of you might be seeing more AI aircraft in the future, or seeing those vehicles be more utilized, depending on what we give it. So, yes, this is kind of boring, but you guys need to know this. Okay, you really need to know this stuff and be able to identify the difference between a BTR, BMP, T-72, T-80, T-90, how to tell the difference, what's friendly, what's not friendly. This is all really important because it gives us a better picture. So if you guys are informed and passing it up and passing it accurately, it makes the picture better for everyone. So that's why this doesn't seem important, but it really, really actually is very important what you're looking at, and knowing what you're looking at, and knowing what you can do, because there's things that you can do with what you see. So that's why this is important, guys. So, Preach, do you have anything to add? Achilles, do you have anything to add?
Good.
I'm
Just
good.
remember what you learned today and apply it in use.
See, if you shoot everything, you don't have to worry about if it's friendly or not.
It's believable because it's from him.
Right at you, buddy. But yeah. So, alrighty, gentlemen. Achilles, Preach, you guys want to take your guys and the next part, or?
Well, the next part is basically
Infantry weapons. No.
no, not infantry weapons. Go fuck yourself.
Holy shit, no. Hello, we go.
8 hours later.
No,
This is the
it'd be raid.
AK-47. He has a very distinctive report.
This is another AK-47. This is another AK-47.
Right.
Preach, you got something.
Looked at.
Raider's gonna go borrow the green minivan, and we're gonna go do my team training and.
Another van down, Zach.
Van down. Van down.
Gotta like how it doesn't roll.
Oh god.
And who's in the?
I am. I'm used to.
The CIA Black Ops team.
Or a group of pedophiles.
Oh, there we go. One person.
Yeah, the one that was meant to be driving, but it's okay.
I'm the point man. I'm supposed to drive, right?
You're meant to navigate.
I don't think I'm meant to be
You
up
can do
here.
both.
Everybody in?
You'd be able to get in. There's like 3 free seats in here.
Have to go to the back, maybe.
Right, I think we're free to go.
Nope. It's full.
Still seats in the back.
Alright, is everybody in?
Isn't it just gonna be us for team training?
Well, Z had the bail.
Yeah, and
Helmet floating outside the driver door.
As well.
Yeah, highways, drugs from his tooth removal were wearing off, so if everyone's on board, let's head on up and over to the town of Charkia, please.
So our convoy ops not happening?
I can't hear anybody.
Claudia's asking for
Did we plan on convoy ops? I don't remember that being.
we plan on doing convoy ops?
That's what I was told.
If anyone would like me over here, put him in there.
I mean, if it's what we're meant to be doing, I guess we can. I don't remember that being actually action on. I remember the PID. I don't remember us really actioning on convoy because there was like, well, how many people are going to be here?
I thought you guys were gonna do that. I don't know. You guys want to do whatever. So, we're gonna do our thing. I wasn't sure what y'all were doing for each. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this kid. If Achilles wants to do convoy ops, we can do convoy ops. It's
I
talk
think
to him.
he.
Might want to go chat with him.
Yeah,
So.
have a chat with him.
What?
Am I just keeping a bitch in park?
Great.
yeah, for now.
Come if you got him. Let's stink this new Vic up.
Hello?
Hello, baby.
Hello. Did we book convoy ops for today, or did I? Am I missing? Cock sauce. Okay. All right. I'll have my guys over there in a minute.
Where are we heading?
To the armory, most
All
likely.
right. My bad.
I'll be back in a minute. I need to go AFK.
Do the arsenal.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. I can hear you.
Just Mini.
Yeah. I'm the only special one who responded.
Oh, not Team Steam.
Okay, so yeah, it's done stuff. So, still trying to train the guy. I'm still trying to train the guy. Trying to figure him out.
Hey, Tigger.
What was your food, Minnie?
Excellent.
What'd you have?
Grilled cheese, tomato
All right,
soup.
gentlemen.
Nice.
Trigger.
Yes?
Since you are wanting to be point man driver, go pull out a Scotty for us, please.
Wait, you're making him driver? Haven't you learned?
Oh, he fucking made himself driver.
I'm a fucking good driver. Fuck off.
Okay, tell him to the front gate.
I'm driving. The fuck glitching and the server glitching out. Fuck off.
Going up, Connor.
I love doing that.
Speaking of bad drivers,
I got a big gun pointed
Bacon needs a few driving lessons.
Oh, I'm sure that's
Where is Bacon?
I don't know.
So let's just go do this road really quick.
have you seen these things?
I just figured what we'd do is we'd talk about a couple of things here before we start going down on any roads.
So we sit there and, I mean, just so we don't, going across the entire map. You just see that road right there.
Yeah, I see it.
It's like coming out of the closet.
Enough for today.
Pretty sure
Alright, is everyone here?
Huh?
I think we're missing people.
You hear me, Breach?
The number of times Bacon freaking flipped them and stuff.
I've seen one.
Alright, guys, you can hop out right now. We're gonna listen to some stuff.
Wrong button.
I'll be back.
Richie, take care of the man, please.
Do what?
One that pinged you. Alright.
Sweetbear needs a TP.
Oh. Everybody hear me first of all? Everyone good? Okay, beautiful. Alright. So first off, for those of you that haven't seen these before, this is the Scotty PMV, or Protected Mobility Vehicle. It's designed to carry up to 9. So basically for a 16-man platoon, you'll require 2 vehicles to maneuver yourself through. It's armed with a 50 cal HMG remote weapon station with 3,000 rounds of 50 cal SLAP ammunition. Those of you that don't know, SLAP is a high explosive incendiary round. It also has 2 top cover positions at the rear. If you look at 15 Bravo there, you'll see that there's a hatch open on the rear. 2 individuals with their personal weapons can push themselves out and provide rear security for a vehicle. It has 1 access point, which is the rear door. You'll notice that the rear door also has identification marks on it. The vehicle itself is based off the Bushmaster PMV design that the Lithgow Arms and some other company, I can't remember, in Australia actually designed and made. It has been exported to the Dutch, and so far there has not been a single casualty taken inside of these vehicles from IEDs or mine strikes. Being shot in the face, on the other hand, is a different story.
It usually does it.
Convoy operations. Why are these important? Well, if we happen to be operating as a mobile force under a self-contained system, we need to be aware that we are patrolling along roads. Roads are strategic ambush points, and 99% of all 99% of all combat casualties taken by convoys have been on choke points in roads. So let's talk about some of these concepts. First of all, who can give me a definition for what a choke point is? Anybody?
Choke point is a location where there's limited movement that allows for the enemy to engage you in close quarters or in a way that keeps you from being able to find cover.
Boom. So when we're talking on a road, we're talking somewhere that generally has good lines of sight for the enemy. Maybe a natural hazard. Stole one of my fucking prowlers.
Hazard.
He fucking asked for my goddamn prowler?
Hazard.
That's a hazard.
That's a hazard.
Didn't fucking ask.
Lightning strike, lightning strike.
Doesn't even have the goddamn common courtesy to suck my dick.
20mm rockets.
Fucking asshole.
I don't go.
I want herpes again.
Oh.
Tells him up his ass.
Natural choke points, a terrain that requires us to slow down. Okay, so if we're going uphill, or maybe through a valley where at night, and we have to make a sharp right-hand turn, you're not going to want to take that doing 70 clicks an hour. You're going to want to slow right down. Now, if someone happens to know that that turn is there, they could place mines, they could place improvised explosive devices, they could have fighters up in the upper parts of the valley fighting down onto you. So we need to be careful when we're planning the routes that we're looking for these natural choke points. Okay? Cities, massive choke point. You can just refer to the whole city as a fucking choke point because, again, you're not going to blast through. These choke points are your likely path of attack or your likely, I want to say point of injury, but but it's not a point of injury. Well, we need to be aware of our surroundings at all times, which is why these vehicles are superb. They actually will resist 3 RPGs, things like that. Advantage of using a protected mobility vehicle, other than the 50 cal on top, is its speed. Okay, sometimes that's going to be one thing that gets you through. So, if you're in a convoy, you hit a choke point. First vehicle, you've made a turn to the left. Second vehicle's coming up behind you. They're slowing down. Next minute, they've got contact to their front. You're right. Okay, so someone's initiated on you. That's a way that we can get out of that situation without dismounting. And the reason I'm asking this is Achilles and I have both talked, and it seems like as soon as rounds come in, everyone just wants to dismount and wants to fucking go for a run.
Have a clear path, just push through. If not, throw that bitch in reverse.
Ever reverse a vehicle back through an ambush.
Oh man,
touch on that.
Still ahead of it.
You know, let's touch on why we don't reverse. Can anyone give me an idea why it would be a bad idea to reverse into the ambush?
That's where the door is.
It's one reason.
There aren't as many gears going in reverse as there are forwards.
Limited speed. If something happens to your drivetrain, you're just now becoming a blocking obstacle. The best thing that you can do if you're ambushed, say your first vehicle and you've made that left-hand turn. Okay, so you're off to my left, so face off to your 6 o'clock, do a 180. Trigger's made that turn. I'm vehicle number 2. We've got contact to our front. He's off to the left. What do you think would be a good way to push through this? It's open for any answer. It's not like I'm waiting for you to raise your hand. Buddy? Okay. There's one way that you do it. Same way as the infantry do, right? You've got an ambushing force in front of you. Your vehicle 2, you've got a 50 cal. 50 cal starts laying in, and you start driving towards that contact. Push through the contact, and you just keep going. Right? Meanwhile, vehicle 1 that's already made that turn, they can fuck off down on the route that you guys have planned. Why? Because they're not in the threat zone. And now vehicle 2's gone past, can get on the comms and go, hey, let's RV over here. And then you bring the vehicles and you RV together. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Everybody feeling it?
I was just going to clarify. If you know there's an ambush ahead and you haven't gone through it, put it in reverse and back out.
Generally, generally, we're going to be sitting here. If you know there's an ambush, they fucked up their ambush.
Right.
But no, this is everything that we're going to talk about here is if contact has been initiated on you. Right?
Just push right fucking through.
So, another scenario for you. We're coming up on a choke point. There's an intersection that we've got to go through. We've got to slow down because there's civilian traffic. First vehicle's chugging along. Next minute goes over an IED. IED detonates. What do you do?
Depends. Are we immobilized?
No, this is just in general. We've got 1 for herringbone and security. Anyone else got anything?
Keep going.
There is no bad answer.
Get out of the kill zone first and secure the area around that area.
Okay. At this point, the IED's just gone off. You haven't got any comms from Vehicle 1. It's confusion, it's chaos, so we're talking about what would be the first reaction. You're not waiting to see if the other vehicle's on fire or anything like that. So we've got pull off herringbone and draw security. We've got push through, set up security, and cordon off. Anyone else got anything?
Up dead in your tracks, don't even herringbone, because possible secondaries.
Anyone else?
Alright, go off-road, if possible.
Go off-road. By technicality, the procedure for most NATO countries is to skirt around the first 2 vehicles in the convoy will skirt around what was previously the first one and push forward. Others will either hold position or back up, just in case there's any secondaries further in front. Then cordon off the area and hold security without trying to dismount. Call for EOD. Then subsequently wait for 8 hours while EOD fucking makes its way out to you. And then hopefully everybody's okay. Right now, obviously this is Arma. We're not waiting 8 hours for EOD because,
right here.
you know, fuck that noise. Oh, depending upon the situation, you have one of two ways that you can approach this. You are in that front vehicle and an IED has gone off underneath you and you know that everybody's okay but you're immobilized. First thing you should be doing is getting up on convoy net. Vic 1, IED, everyone's green, vehicle is damaged, we're in mobility kill. You wait. Why would you wait?
You don't want to set off more IEDs.
No, you don't want to get out into the ambush.
If the vehicle is not cooking off, all they've done is created a pillbox position with 3 avenues of fire. Trigger did bring up a good point. There might be a secondary underneath that hasn't detonated yet.
Yeah.
You brought up secondaries first, but he said it this time, so no. If after a minute or two it hasn't blown up.
Another possibility, if you dismount, there could be fighters hidden in the houses nearby, and if you get out, you're a fleshy target just waiting to be popped.
Exactly. Now, what Vehicle 2 should be doing is once they hear that call, is they will push forward of the explosion, hold the vehicle, so that way then a gunner can look down the road at what's coming for them, dismount and clear the area immediately surrounding the disabled vehicle. Then you can have everybody debus. Now, if the vehicle's disabled and it's on fire, everybody that's still alive, throw everything out the window. You need to get out of that vehicle before it cooks off. So, debus for any cover. Don't all run in the one direction. Why should we not run in the one direction?
Terrible news. Easy targets.
I'm gonna say the last 5 guys that ran in one direction all turned out gay. So.
Oh wow. Oh damn.
I'm waiting for.
That's why.
A good
Anyway.
first preach joke to come back to.
The reason you don't run in one direction, I think someone said it, there could be a secondary in that direction, or there could be an ambush set up there. You don't want everybody fragged because y'all ran in the one way. Does that make sense?
Think of it as like you're dismounting a helicopter. Cover all the cardinal directions. Try to at least. Only this time your helicopter's on fire and it's a ground vehicle and it's about to explode. But yeah.
If it's cooking off, you need to get some hard cover.
A bush.
Or hide behind your buddy.
That's not hard cover as much as Achilles wants to be hard.
He saved me from multiple explosions at risk of his own life, and he's died multiple times because of it.
So he saved you from multiple explosions at the cost of his own life.
Yes. I mean, a
Fair
40mm grenade did hit him in the chest, kill him, and I came out unharmed.
See, it works.
It's literally right here.
Good man, Achilles.
I'll do it for any of you in Viking.
Wow.
You know, he's only the platoon commander. Only the platoon commander. It's not
That's
like
fine.
he's important or anything.
Can be easily replaced.
Hey, I had months of that guy being the first to die every single day.
You're welcome.
Say that again about Achilles.
Alright. Oh, we've covered
And
IED
my
strike.
suffering.
We've covered ambush.
God, no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Now, before we start going through vehicle formations and stuff, I want to cover one last aspect of fighting with and from vehicles. Now, a Viking, you're in 2 trucks. You've been given an objective, say a factory. As you come through, you notice on the thermals it's quite heavily defended. They got fortifications, there's guys in towers, behind bunkers, things like that. Would like you guys to suggest some ways that you think that we could assault this position with vehicles. It's actually going to be surprisingly easy, and you're going to sit there and you're going to scratch your head and I tell you the answer, but
Is
what would
everyone
be a
allowed to
good
answer
way?
or just Viking?
Anyone's allowed to answer.
Just
Pick a
set up
range
one
with
like
an
on
MG.
Overwatch,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
other one
yeah,
in, and just have at.
Cool. So you know what? We'll go from my right hand side.
Yeah.
So we'll go from my right hand side, so that way around the circle.
Oh god. So for assaulting a heavily guarded position with vehicles, I would use the range of the support weapons to their advantage. So in the case of the Bushmasters, we have the 50 cal on top and thermal imaging. So hit the targets as hard as you can from range. Once you know that their lookouts and other stuff are down, you can then drive towards the objective.
Okay. Anything else you want to add before we go to the next person?
That's just what I could think of off the top of my head.
That's fine. Next person, which I think is Deucington.
I think this is AFK.
Seems not there.
Yeah, he was AFK.
Warner.
I love how Warner repositioned himself over there so that he could speak before anyone else. I bet you.
Before you said it.
I'm just gonna come here, Tigger. You go ahead there so that I don't answer.
I bet you in 5 seconds he's gonna be back over there.
I kind of want to be over there now. But no, what O'Connor said, pick off perimeter defenses and fortifications with 50 cals of slap ammo. Move in with the vehicles, infantry, soft dismount on the vehicles. Vehicles support the infantry moving into the compound, and clear building like a clear building.
Okay, next.
Actually, Kiefer's trying to evade.
I messaged you, I had to go boo. That's what we're talking about.
I had to go boobies in my pants.
Did right here in the chair.
You obviously aren't a real gamer if you don't have a shit bucket.
Mine is my chair.
Colonel.
Go. What's your answer?
I installed a toilet.
What? To what question?
You have vehicles and you're assaulting a fixed enemy position.
Huh?
Fully fortified.
Fortified enemy position. What is your method of engagement and movement?
Well, we've done that before. So obviously the vehicles, if there's a nice hill, you try to use the nice hill. You set up, you let the 50 cals do most of the work, taking out, the guards, if there's any MGs, mortars, the likes. Then you full speed ahead, you roll up to the gate, park the vehicles where the 50 cals can still watch either the entry road or surrounding area. The infantry jump out the back, and then they'll move up to storm the wall while the vehicles stay outside and protect their ass, basically. Done that before. Worked.
Next up, crouching guy.
I agree with O'Connor.
This is going to be a continued circle of I agree with Connor because I can't think about myself. Alright, if you agree with Connor, pull out your pistol and you're just going to shoot yourself in the head. Okay? Let's do that now. Give me... You count that off?
The button.
There's F11 in DayZ.
There's a mod that I can put on that lets you use your ace menu to fucking do that.
We'll allow that answer for now, but I don't want to continue hearing it. You can't say your next.
Well, that sucks, because my answer's hold down, use superior range M2s. Mortars, then anti-tank.
As long as you explain it and don't say, I agree.
Use superior range M2s, get mortars first, then anti-tank, then machine guns, and then go after loose infantry.
I believe that's Brexit with the beanie.
It is.
Because it might be AFK.
It looks like it.
Exact.
Wake up.
Bacon's gonna be joining.
Wake up.
Overslept through his alarms.
Shit.
Yeah, he's AFK.
He's
joining.
1 and 2.
Alright. Overslept through his alarms. He just messaged me. He's joining now.
Use the M2s, shoot up everything that you want to at least put the fear of God into, and then roll up on the gates and either break the gates with the Humvee, pull them in, or whatever vehicle those things are. And what?
The only similarity this has to a Humvee is the fact that it has 4 wheels.
See? Close enough.
Right, it doesn't cook off immediately to 40 or 50 caliber fire.
It can't die. We've tested it. And then dismount all the infantry and storm and take whatever you want.
Okay. I kind of get this feeling, Achilles. I don't know if you share the feeling that everybody is sitting here taking the easy way out and not thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
I added something different.
Have an alternative.
I said break the gate with
They have
Humvee.
a modification to that that's a little different.
I've got one.
Call a fire mission on it.
Oh.
Yes, hit me.
So I was gonna say.
Okay. I was gonna say call a small fire mission on it. Use the vehicle to provide a pincer movement to start from both sides of the compound.
Are you loving all these overt ways of messing with a fort?
Well, these things
See,
aren't
what
if we need
If I have the option, I'll just use fucking mortars and artillery on it, but that's just me.
Strike?
I don't know if a mortar truck counts.
Sure, I have a question for your question.
I have a question for my question.
I'd leave one of the trucks up on Overwatch and not roll both in. Especially if it's only one team where you can fit all the team in one vehicle. Leave a driver and a gunner and up on a hill with one truck, roll the other one in, smash it through the wall, take what you can, and then roll back out.
Okay. RJ, you said you had a question for the question.
Does the fort know we're there? We rolled up on it.
As far as you're aware, they're just in a defensive posture because it's either sunup or sundown, or stand 2's been called.
Oh.
So it depends if we're being sneaky snakes or not. If they don't notice us, we could just leave
What type of unit are you in?
He said assault, so for my opinion, assault means it's overt.
It's gonna be overt. We're bringing vehicles. It's gonna be overt.
There's a quieter way of doing it, Breacher, with vehicles.
Airstrike?
Run them over.
Put them in neutral, roll them down the hill.
Question, Breacher. Is there a hill near a fort?
You know what? It's salt flat like terrain. Into the sandboxing.
It still works.
Pistol.
You can probably
and
do
push.
it this way. Salt flat, there's nothing around it. You can, if they don't have NVGs, get the commandos to dismount and get in a wide spread and walk towards the fort as close as they can without being spotted. Vehicles are still hiding outside of normal range.
While
Once
you're
the
ahead.
commandos are close
Not
enough.
ahead.
Hey,
Warner,
I'm not
shut
done,
up.
Warner. Once the commandos are in a good enough position, still haven't been spotted, and they're able to deploy themselves, have them in a nice either L or whatever, depending on the fort. I would probably put an L, so 2 sides of the fort are now covered with a line of commandos firing going to be able to fire their rifles at it. Then, if there's a main gate, I'd have both vehicles up to hit that gate. They'd go probably full speed for a good amount of the way there, and then cut their engines and let the vehicles roll up quietly. Get enough momentum in most vehicles in Arma 3, they'll keep rolling even after the engine's been turned off. So they'll still be silent as they roll up to the main gate. Once they're at the main gate, they unload on, or spotted, whatever ends up coming first, unload on the front gate, completely decimate them. Now everyone in the fort now sees 2 heavily armed vehicles, and they're now all focused on those 2 vehicles. At that moment, the rest of the commandos open up with everything they got, AT, friggin' 203s, on the outer defenses, and just decimate them. At this point, you have 2 full commando platoons within optimal firing distance, and they didn't even know they were there. And 1 heavy strike on it. Let's say you could probably do that on a main gate and have 2 of the commandos, or 2 of the commando platoons covering opposite sides. So they're all looking at the main gate, then they get schwacked by a whole bunch of guys firing while their heads are turned.
I'm gonna shoot Werner. Anyone object to this?
I gave a thumbs
I do. I want to.
All right. Anyone else got anything
Sorry, couldn't help it.
they wanna add?
Can I add a bullet to Werner?
Achilles, you wanna suggest anything going forward?
Other than maybe Richie, if you want to like clear this fog by the time we go out, because we have like a whole road that we're going to be practicing on, and we might not be able to see all of it.
Where the fuck did the fog even come from?
I don't know, I have no idea.
Not so much a fog, it's kind of hazy.
Fog.
Alright, so there's
domes.
there's one way that you can also think of, like RJ's given a pretty covert orientated. If this was an overt raid, and say we had position to these guys and we just wanted to get in there and create a menace, the biggest way to travel the ground is obviously going to be in the vehicles themselves. Make them part of the assault rather than stand off with them. Which I will sit here and I will say, yes, it's a valid tactic. However, if we want to get up and in this building, like these sets of buildings quickly, and we want to have that support closer to us so that they don't, so that they are not sitting 2 clicks back and we're waiting for rounds to come in, or bounding the vehicles up and using their 50s as suppressive fire. Once you get up close enough, everybody dismounts, climbs over the wall, it's popping rounds. The vehicles are right there behind you guys. They can roll down the center of a street while you guys are kicking in the doors. You've got security outside, going in, clearing it, primary, double tapping, slaying bodies. You're coming back out, and you're just moving along with the vehicle. Some of you will remember from our last deployment, we did that when we were clearing that town full of IEDs that I think fucking Sponge stood on about 8 of them. And then the stairs ate him.
Nickname.
No, the stairs ate him. That's how he got Sponge.
Oh, I was there.
It's because if there's anything that can cause fucking pain to him, it will. And that worked quite effectively because we still had the heavy firepower maneuvering through, allowed the guys on the ground to concentrate on their job, which was clearing and taking. All right, so don't forget that even though because they're vehicles that the tactics we've practiced as infantry on the ground easily be transposed over to these vehicles. We've done a peel before, peel left, peel right to break contact. You can do the same thing in vehicles, right? But don't be afraid to use a common knowledge set, which is those drills. Vehicle.
Don't
make
roll
sense to everybody.
We roll on the ground.
Don't get stuck on fence posts or
low walls,
rock walls, twice.
That
does
happened one time, Minnie.
No, not you.
But does that make sense to people?
That's happened multiple times.
Makes sense.
Am I making sense? Is everyone tracking?
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
All right. So I think the next part of Achilles is going over stuff on the side of the road.
Let's just do a drill of herringbone, do a drill of pushing through, and just bounding. If you want to like complicate things less and just you take one vehicle, I'll take one vehicle.
Yeah, we'll get each team in each vehicle. But who here does not know what a herringbone is? Be honest, it's
just raise your hand. It's not that big of a fucking deal if you don't.
Okay.
For Ann Peterson.
No,
cool.
that would be me too.
Darkstone as well. Oh, and Darkstone.
Just being a guy, I'm sorry.
I don't remember what the hell it is either.
So, Achilles, Werner, and RJ, we're trucks, okay? I'll be point truck.
Oh, shit.
Guys just form off behind me. Alright guys, so what we're doing here is we're doing security halting, okay? So this is the most common form that we're going to use. Okay, we're trucking down the road, truck. Lead truck goes herringbone left. They come off on a 45-degree angle off the road. And you stagger it down, okay? Now, the front of your vehicle is 45 degrees off the road. The exit for our vehicles is facing the road, and you have all sides covered by a 50 cal weapon system. You can also then debus the infantry or the commandos in the back. They can then form a security perimeter. Also left the road clear, so say for instance a water truck or allied convoy or something like that starts heading down the road. Have the ability to allow them to go through without interfering with their travel, and they're not interfering with yours. Also got full 360 security, and everybody is good to go. With this little demonstration, has anyone got any questions on a herringbone? Okay. There's one other formation that you might use for a defensive posture, which is called a coil. So essentially, think of it as a diamond, but with vehicles. So one vehicle is going to be coming through, we're trucking, and then it's going to be, all right, I'm going to be halt, form a coil. I'm literally going to put my nose this way. And then everybody else is going to sit there and form off on the cardinal directions. Forming a wheel, forming a Werner.
I'm following you, Werner. Come on, man.
Okay, Werner.
Jesus.
Werner, if Achilles is there, you're going to go there. RJ's going to be the last one in. And we've now formed a coil with our weapon systems facing out in the... It's like circling the wagons up, homie. Now, everyone's got their rear exit facing into the center, and that's where you guys would then set up your bivouac for the night. Okay, set up your fucking hoochies and fucking bedrolls and shit.
Because I'm not too sure everyone knows what that is.
Oh, this one is mainly used by motorized and mechanized infantry as a way of harboring for the night. So when you're not wanting to go anywhere, you set up rather than dig in, you set your vehicles up on your outer perimeter. That way then you've got a great wake-up system because it's called 50 cal going outbound, and that will get you awake, especially at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, we're being attacked?
Yeah, it's like thump, 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 thump. Oh, yep, we're being attacked. Okay, I better get my shit on.
Or, you know, Canadian or Australian, you'll get your 11.25s or your ladies firing the 25 mils.
Deuce. You didn't steal anything, did you? Bye, Deuce.
Fuck.
Too late, he's gone.
We won't see him for 25 to life.
Anybody want to be my 2IC?
Positions being
open. That's going in the next funny compilation video.
Oh, hell.
Oh yeah, for those of you who haven't seen the funny compilation, it's you're gonna wanna.
The rock wall one will make sense.
Alright.
And he already showed me the first one.
Oh. What we're gonna do
Entire
is
retard device.
we're just gonna go up to the roadway that we were gonna go on, and truck 1, which is Achilles' truck, 15
Viking
Bravo,
load in truck 1.
Viking. Peter will be in truck 2, and once we get out there, we'll 55 is the convoy now.
Taken in here too. Who's this? That's McNiff. That is Rod. Go. Right, Rod is probably AFK.
Truck, does it matter?
Checking in 55 convoy.
You're in this one.
Roger.
That's fine, bye.
I just remember 55 on the radio.
You have a gunner?
What kind of spacing do you want?
A good 20-30 meters.
You want me on gun?
I just grab it. Is 55 a good man?
Yeah, 55's good.
What's our speed?
Yeah, just get everyone over under, we'll call it convoy net. As in the truck, just switch your radio over to 5-5.
Five, radio check.
Lima Charlie.
Contact.
Lima Charlie.
Poor Deuce. Gotta stop being the getaway driver.
I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
Something else rhymes with law 1, but I don't want to say it, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Convoy straight. What are we pegging the speed at? Let's leave it at about a 7-0.
That does not look physically possible.
I missed it. I was looking at my phone.
Slow down a little for this turn.
Pretty much did a snap roll.
Yeah, he fucking rolled, fucking power rolled his way through, popping flares.
Looked like a snap roll to me. Looked like he should have ripped his wings off.
So guys, when you're coming through on things like this, you can always call your choke points. First vehicle should always call the turn, and second vehicle should always let the first know when they're complete.
Convoy left.
Since no one else is going to call it, second vehicle through.
Why did you have about?
Alright, we can, I guess, do it on this pretty flat ground.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess the first maneuver that we're going to be doing here today is going to be the herringbone. So second Vic, if you want to, pull up behind, we can kind of just simulate that we're rolling by, and we'll say that we get contacted from the front, and we can go ahead and herringbone. Do you want to do a soft dismount, Breach?
Yeah, so we can explain soft and hard while we're dismounted.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and have a soft dismount. Drivers and gunners will remain in their vehicles. Infantry will get out and provide 180 cover as we do with most aircraft. Alright, moving.
We'll explain soft and hard while we're dismounted.
You don't know how much effort it took. You don't know how much effort it took for me to not say anything.
The difference between soft and hard is Lisa Lampanelli and Katy Perry. Contact front, herringbone right.
Yes. Fucking hell.
That's that's pretty aggressive herringbone.
Yeah. Contact front, let's turn left.
You guys gonna dismount?
Hold on, we're just trying to. Do you want to just back it up and try that turning again, just so that you know how far you got? If you're going to be the driver, you know how far you got to go to get the 45. There you go. So soft dismount. So everybody but the driver and the gunner.
You have a 50 cal kind of there. Actually, you're in a really good position right now. Yeah. This is probably where the MG gunner will always want to be.
Okay, so when we're dismounting these things, people are just going to want to remember we're roughly providing security to the rear of these vehicles for now until other orders come through. The trucks can handle everything to the front. So don't be afraid to position yourselves out of the line of fire that is the road. So the road would be what we would consider almost a fatal funnel. So rather than being out in front of that, don't be afraid to take your cordon of protection around the side of your vehicle so that you're covered.
A good compromise for the method that he's talking about right now is if you want to, actually if you want to move in further here, O'Connor, and everybody just kind of move further in off to this side of the vehicle. And then
Loyalty
they
bacon.
probably want to come back and go where Super is. And then it's good to have that G there, and then Super, if you would, take his high, or if not his high,
Is
probably go out here. And then
Sponge AFK?
so you're in a position that the Vic can actually give you
Is he still in the truck?
You guys
Yeah.
are either really going to want to just get tight here, or...
There he is.
I mean,
Take your
it depends
passengers.
on what's coming down the road.
Is it just
If
me,
it's
or will
90
one
coming
grenade
down the
take out
road,
all of Viking now?
everybody get the fuck behind this vehicle now.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And the driver and gunner. Get the fuck away from it too, but just keep it as cover, because like, you're gonna blow up and die.
Boom.
But just all like
Russ,
situational.
if because here's the first point,
Mhm.
we're gonna array ourselves around here. So many you'd be like there. I would be roughly here. And,
Even better,
I mean,
RPG.
and Soap is over there, and he's got the side covered there. We're gonna have the 50 going that way. Ideally, you'd then be down here like this, and they hopefully aren't engaging us.
You want to?
Then,
If you want to push
you know,
out from your position, Preach, you got decent cover at that house.
yeah, and I probably would run out that way, to be honest. For purposes of keeping LOS, I'm sitting out here with my thumb up my ass.
Yeah, but isn't most of the enemy in front down the road? East? Well, in this case, actually, the car and the shack are kind of positioned perfectly. Thank you. You can keep rear cover from the vehicle and front from the shack.
Did I just hear something about a war crime?
What? From Viking?
Apparently they're planning war crimes.
That's alright, they can't actually implement one, they're not smart enough.
Oh, okay, we're not doing that with the team.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
We are all on the same team.
Probably shouldn't have rigged a block of C4 to their Vic then, huh?
Go a 18
off.
RPG into the back of that truck. You'll see how many people survive.
Fucking look at me.
And the trucks tend to be
They're
RPG
fucking
packets.
Goddamn right. Give me this my desire.
A truck. What's going on?
Alright, we're good on this side.
Okie dokie. So,
Wait for the horn.
what the fuck is with honking the horn?
Signal to get back in.
I wanted to cover something while we're still dismounted, jackass.
Well, I'm not a telepath.
I was saying it when you honked.
Couldn't hear you because I was honking.
Good thing Mike didn't have these problems.
We're just discussing
Trigger.
war crimes.
Trigger. You are a problem child. I wish your mother had swallowed.
Shot you into the sheets.
Is that Peterson with that voice? If so, could you come and talk dirty to me?
Yes, that is Peterson.
Oh.
Alright, Peterson, I'm sending Peterson over to you. He's gonna whisper sweet nothings.
I'll trade you Trigger for Peterson.
I want everybody to hear this.
Warner, get back here.
Warner, get back here.
Trigger, you're now in Viking. Peterson, come over to Raider. I need you. Alright, So let's go over what a full dismount is for people that don't know, in case that hasn't been covered. But a full dismount is where everybody gets out, as the vehicle is fully dismounted. I'm actually going to get some keys cut, guys, so that we can put those out, so everyone will have keys and be able to actually lock up their trucks.
Sweet.
Wait, when you say full dismount, does that include the gunner?
Yes, everybody.
I quit. Join Viking.
Oh, no, I'm not leading this. Wait, no, Nope.
Get over here so that we can use one truck and we're not fucking yelling at each other.
Full dismount. That means we don't need the vehicle.
Okay, I'm officially joining you, Achilles. This is...
Come on in. You could be my new 2IC now that Deuce is gone.
Now the Deuce is arrested, yeah.
I claim 3 IC.
No, you have.
Nope. My nickname, nope.
Is that what happened?
Well,
Get over
Raider.
here so that we can teach this fucking lesson. Jesus.
I said we'll see him in 25 to life.
Biff, come on, bud.
Guys, listen up.
Deuce's car matches the description of one used in a crime.
Getaway vehicle.
What? He's in Michigan, and
he's in Missouri.
He's in Missouri. Okay.
How many fucking DeVilles are there looking for in
That means that he's probably dead.
I can just imagine him walking into the police station, hands up, like, I am a black citizen.
I am not armed.
Rod, would you like that like the Detroit trailer?
Shoot him.
What? Oh, you like the Detroit trailer where it's like, come on, tell us what we really want.
What you really want.
He's probably watching a stream too.
Hope. Deuce, if you are, we love you, and we will keep a space warm for you for the next 15 to life.
After that, we don't have any liabilities.
No promises after
The
that.
Icarian government does not take responsibility for any actions of the angry black man in Missouri. Alright.
This has severely dampened our relations with the U.S.
I'd like to progress with this lesson before I fucking...
Can we just disavow Deuce?
Oh. Alright, so, full dismount.
Cost
If you keep
$50
talking to me
more.
like that, I'm gonna need new pants. God damn.
Hey, I kept trying to tell you.
Peterson, be quiet.
We need Peterson with us.
Imagine on a night off, it's like we're walking through, it's like, hey boss, we have 5 people in front of us.
Pearson's a medic. He needs to be a medic. He'll revive with that voice. He'll back from the dead.
Oh
my god. Live.
Funny
May
story
not
is
serve
Deuce refuses, or not Deuce, Peterson refuses to be a medic. Because he does it for a living.
Doctor, do I still have my legs? Well, the question is...
Pearson, you're whispering.
Yeah, you're on whisper,
Peterson,
yell I will
or else the enemy's gonna try to capture him.
Look, y'all fucking want to trade me around. What do you think they're wanting?
Right?
I am the battlefield. Promoted. Alright, anyway.
Battle buddy.
Now that we have segued more than enough, point where I considered unveiling Morgan Freeman, but that ain't happening. Let's talk security on the vehicle.
Smell you.
The really bad Morgan Freeman, so don't even try.
What?
He goes, can you pretend to be Morgan Freeman coming to catch me when they're playing The Hidden?
Okay, anyway, so let's talk. We've done full dismount. Okay, we've gone and completed our mission. The question then comes, what's going on with the truck? Are there people that maybe want to hurt us? Okay, the main positions that you want to fill quickly are your driver, gunner, and the 2 rear covers. I think the first 2 are easy, but why would we want to do the rear cover?
Our guns out is always better.
Not having a stroke, that's a nod of yes. Oh.
Firing more guns is better than firing just one large one.
Exactly. So, if you're putting an 8-man team, You're.
Preach, focus, man.
I'm focusing. I kind of wanna know what state he's in and go have a heart attack or something.
Look, I've only got so many pockets I can turn out for you bitches to hold on to.
Is your back sore from carrying Viking all that time? Anyway, so we got 8 guys who. First people that want to come to the vehicle are the guys that are going to be holding security. See, I can't even get that deep, and I got a pretty deep voice. I don't know if I could go any deeper.
Sick.
Like
First
Ian
4
Peterson also has a fucking sinus infection like last time, so he's just sick.
Oh my.
Oh no, that's all cleared up.
Oh damn. You still sound pretty deep though for normal.
It's the dick he takes every day. It's all good.
Cock keeps fucking ramming itself down my throat.
Oh my god.
We're not getting through this, are we?
I need to go oral.
Okay, now we've lost complete track of the topic.
Anyway, so if there's 8 people per truck, we got 2 bricks of 4. The first 4 are going to be the non-essential personnel. All right, they're going to come and take security. They're going to pull up on the back wheel, the front wheel, the back wheel, the front wheel, and they're going to face outbound. Anyone give me an idea as to why this might be?
Because you don't want to shoot the truck.
Lose everybody else.
Oh, that you can hold 360 security while 4 people are grab-assing around and, fucking... I was going to say butt fucking, but giving our previous conversation mouth fucking as they enter the vehicle to gain some very important positions. Alright? So, say we've got our driver, gunner, and 2 top cover guys in. They're the second brick. That second brick is in. How would we condense our security back down to boarding the vehicle?
The 2 front guys at the 2 front wheels would then peel back to the rear door as the 2 others at the rear wheel would step out, give them space to slip around and get in to the rear hatch, and then those 2 covering rear would pop in.
0 way. Because you've got those 2 guys there to have the rear wheeled security, as we'll call them, condense in and board the vehicle first. You've then still got the rear of the vehicle covered to ensure the safety of the 2 from the front. The responsibility of their sector has now been taken over by the 50. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, how many of you got here today of your guys' Achilles? You got 8?
A good amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Act like you count Achilles.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hey, how do you have 10 guys and got out here in the fucking sky?
Oh yeah.
It can actually fit like 9 to 10. Plus, they left Rod behind.
Wow.
Teleport out here. All right. So, Achilles, if you want to pick 8 guys, Raider, just go wait back there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a visual demonstration with these guys just to make sure it's understood properly, and then we can go from there.
Okay. How many people you want me to keep here?
We need 8. That's all we need.
Yeah. I know your first guy choice is usually the black guy, but he's not here.
He's right there. Rod and Darkstone.
Sorry, Rod.
Dear God.
Get out of here.
I threw you under the bus.
Get in the middle. It's a fight to the death.
Hey, Darkstone, since you haven't been fully trained yet, you can go over there, and then I guess because I'm a racist, Rod, fuck off.
Wow.
Well, we'll talk
I'm joking. Come here, Rod. Come here. I actually do need you. We're gonna go over there because you haven't been here for a while either. So just go ahead and watch.
Rod's
Minnie's
just
just
gonna match one of the description.
So
I'm just the instigator.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah.
We're good.
All right. Oh. get you behind that wall there, and you're going to come as if you're going to board the vehicle. So the first brick of 4 have got to be the security element for the truck. So it's always a good idea when you're getting your vehicle crew together to assign positions for the security hold. So you're going to need a driver, a gunner, 2 top cover, and then 2 front left, front right, rear left, rear right assigned, so that people know what brick they're in, coming to the vehicle, what their position is, because it's greatly going to speed up the process of boarding. All right. And to quote my favorite RTT CQB man, good to go.
Somebody.
All right. If you're on the primary and double tapping, you guys can move over there, set up your section, and come back, slice some bodies. Okay, good to go.
Oh my god.
I understood none of that.
It's not just so bad touching.
Shut.
A what? Oh, fuck. I actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Cool. You guys go over there, figure out where you're going, security wise, etc. etc.
I don't think Bacon's here, so. There.
No, he's definitely there.
We all moving? Oh, screw it. Hey, Bacon, how's it going?
Meh.
Tired? Yep. Me too.
What a claymore in your backpack, so when you open it to get something out, it's just waiting for you. That would be the ultimate
So,
prank.
Achilles, do you want me on the security team, or you want me on one of the rear doors?
No, you and ideally, I would have you and Bacon in the back hatches.
Okay.
Oh, what? White man.
Okay, man, you gonna fucking kill us.
What the fuck? What are we doing?
What the fuck are you doing, idiot? Come on.
I heard my name.
Oh, boys, it's lit now.
Oh my god, did somebody just fucking vape? Get out of here.
It's a very interesting smoke pattern.
Get out of here.
You failed.
I don't know what that was. I just heard something from Arma.
Squares
Alright.
of smoke for anyone else?
Like
3 foot by
be
5
good.
foot.
Good, alright. If you're good, I'm gonna do it. Execute the drill.
The fuck?
Kill it.
We're not good. Stop. What are you doing?
Pay attention.
Stop.
No, for fuck's sake.
Okay, no, okay, sorry. I've been fucking killing you guys. Alright.
Myself, Kiefer.
Yeah, so we're gonna go in our line, alright? I want O'Connor and I want Bacon at the end of the line. When we go ahead and put up 360 security, you guys are just gonna go straight into the back and get into the back hatches. And we're gonna hold 180 security around the back of it. And then when it's all covered, we're gonna load in full mount and then get in our vehicle.
So no two front guys?
Oh, Rod. We're taking our normal line, so normal order is me, Kiefer, Achilles, and then random person after you, because I never know what
Bacon and
snacks
O'Connor get it
it's
back.
usually.
Alright, let's make our line really quick. Let's make our column. So Kiefer, be me, and then
I'll take the rear since everybody seems to want my ass tonight.
Just have Bacon and O'Connor there in the back.
No idea where I am in this Congo line, but okay. Oh, fuck it, I'm here.
Now, that's what happens when you're not from Viking.
Alright, let's go.
Ready?
Oh yeah, I got Peterson by me.
Like a slinky.
Text message.
Fucked up. You're supposed to be on the other side.
What happened?
And what is this shamans?
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't either.
Rewind it back. Rewind it back. Snap, 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 snap. You can blame Kiefer for having to do this again.
Love you guys.
I'm going to the far wheel. You go to the opposite front position.
Oh, I just.
Where the hell was I? Oh, yeah, in front of Peterson.
Okay,
got it.
So, Sweeper, left side, you know where you're going. Kiefer, you're gonna copy Sweeper on the other side.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go over with
now.
Sweeper. Star, you're gonna follow Kiefer and you're gonna make that. Rod, you're gonna follow me. Minnie, you're gonna follow Star. Peterson, you're gonna follow Rod. And then you guys are gonna go in the back of the vehicle. Alright.
Okay. I'm a fucking pro, guys.
Sure. You sure, Kiefer? You ready?
I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Awesome.
Alright.
Glad we're
Let's
all
do
on the
this
same
properly. Go, go, go.
Don't get you confused for Achilles.
Fucking pro.
You are. I.
I want to know what you guys are up to.
Pew.
Crossing and crossing and crossing and crossing.
Oh, stop. There we go.
Why is Minnie in there?
Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know. I just got stuck in this group. Why do you think I text messaged you?
Oh, God damn it.
Did you just read that, Breach?
Give that performance a solid 5 out of 7 yams.
This is just. Wow. Okay.
Oh shit.
So, I just point out that your point man's gonna get fucking killed.
Who's point man?
Got a fucking shotgun. He's on the tire. Fucking sitting there holding goddamn
Get over here right now! Get the fuck in front of me! Where are you, you asshole? Come here!
I'm looking at this going,
Gotta
Get
go.
out of that fucking vehicle now!
I gotta go.
How many times do I fucking tell you about that damn shotgun a day? How many fucking times do I need to tell you about the damn shotgun, Kiefer?
I don't have a shotgun, man.
Oh,
I
have a shotgun,
See, I don't have a shotgun.
I mean
What do
that
you call-
shotgun.
Yeah, see, I don't have it.
Carry
It's
a
on the
shotgun.
ground. I don't know where that came from.
Then why do you have buckshot in your backpack?
Fucking busted Bronco.
Man,
Actually,
I
I've
just
got
like
a thermite
carrying the...
grenade here right now, so
I was
you know.
gonna go blow it up with a demolition
I,
Alright.
Look at this dude.
I feel like taking that out of your loadout now.
Gentlemen,
Aww.
on.
Got it.
Thing the
Hey,
incendiaries
Jack,
just suck.
start.
Go get your
Call it
gun,
campfire
Kiefer.
around that.
Ow!
You can do it.
You little bitch!
Gun doesn't exist.
He froze it.
Oh, it's gone!
Anyone got some aloe vera for that hand?
Oh, he's fucked up.
Computer
grabbed it. His arm's fucked.
I grabbed that bitch.
Did he hurt anyone else? I thought there as well.
For flame hands over here.
Dude. Do you not realize, Kiefer, that as soon as a thermite grenade touches a weapon...
You don't understand. When we were on our fucking op on Saturday, and we were just maneuvering through hills, he had it out.
I slug loaded.
Oh my
Okay.
god, you wouldn't be able to hit the same targets that a normal
Working on
rifle
one of
would.
the scrapes.
I was there when I was clearing buildings with frag.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that.
Man.
is this?
There's only one partial medium scrape now. Star, you want it?
Done.
Right now, so.
Oh,
Achilles told
Can
me
you
to
get
get
that
my
animation
gun.
in so I may
I
shoot
did
myself
what the
with my own
lieutenant
rifle 'cause
said.
Yeah, I'll
And grab my gun.
get that in there.
I want to do it with my 45.
You're an idiot.
I just, I was doing what my lieutenant said.
Test that out.
those are wild.
Why would you grab an active incendiary?
What
has possession
Somebody despawned
to
it.
show?
Oh,
Keeper, how much does it, bro?
I can't finish that.
think these
See,
scenarios.
thermite's what?
I mean, it's probably
1500
down
degrees
to
Fahrenheit.
It's probably down to the bone.
Probably more than that. It's more like 5,000.
Probably your entire hand has disappeared.
Hey, at least
Alright.
if this is real life, we have to deal with the bleeding.
Or Kiefer's
Instantly cauterized.
no comment. All right, so let's move on.
I don't know. We could still talk about the other things that have happened.
You know, you just fused your gloves that you were wearing to your hands by doing that.
My character's like moving forward.
With you.
Gliding to you?
Rod's having a seizure.
You know why they call it fire retardant? It's so retards don't burn themselves.
Somebody forgot to keep it there.
Brought the wrong gloves. I'm sorry.
I think the best thing we could do here now is about so are we on this fucking thing? Hey, we're right on the road that you wanted to. All right. There is a couple of choke points coming up, so we'll get into a convoy. We'll do a couple of various halts. We'll do a soft and a full dismount, and if everybody can do that, fine. Then what we'll do is we'll get Bilotti to set something up for us with a little bit of a fuck-a-duck-a-goal, so, you know, something where we kill shit. And then I'm gonna let my team off training today, and just hope that you have CQB knowledge for tomorrow. Because honestly, I'm
We're missing like 4 of our people anyway.
At the Holsworth School of great. So you know nothing. Fucking Jon Snow over there. All right.
Look, he set up an entire fucking map for CQC.
He did drawings and random stuff.
Right.
Oh no.
So let's mount up. Let's do it.
It was literally constantly interior. Fucking hell. Bog's got fucking whacked within the
Burn
first
my
5 seconds.
shotgun.
Beautiful.
You don't need a shotgun, Kiefer.
There we go. So he's gonna blow himself in the back?
Having trouble?
What the hell is my... Yeah, there's something wrong with my menu. It's not...
It's because people have their helmets
There we go.
wrong.
Oh, wait, come back. Bad option. Damn it. Got it.
Here we go.
All in.
Ah. Glad my transfer was,
Dead?
So you can get
One just dropped dead.
like 250
What the heck?
bucks.
Is it the driver?
Who just dropped dead?
One dropped dead.
Oh.
It's next to their Vic. The body just disappeared.
The body just disappeared that you see.
He forcibly ejects him out of the vehicle.
So we're gonna roll it.
We actually need ammo in our weapon this time.
We're gonna go to a 70 as well.
Negative.
Contact front, herringbone left.
To the right. There we go.
Soft dismount.
Up dismount.
Pretty sure I don't want to be here.
Sure you're gonna get shot?
Don't worry, I fixed it.
Fuck this. Go to this thing. Fuck being open.
Pew 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 pew
Pew, pew, pew. I shot myself.
Magazine reloading.
I'm disappointed.
Pew 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 pew.
Alright, contact down, man up.
But this
Pew,
rig,
pew.
their 50 cal doesn't burn properly, and it's just completely.
Alright. Down up, guys. Peel it in, peel it in, peel it in. Go, 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 go. Security. I'm right top cover. Right top covers me. Right. Last man, go.
All in?
In.
And we're good to go.
All in.
Victor, ready to roll?
To go.
Alright, convoy reassemble. And moving.
Magazine. Yeah, yeah.
Contact front, push through, push through, push through.
Keep doing what we're doing.
Pew, 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 pew.
Alright, nice. Preach, you wanna go live fire? Okay, go ahead and hold.
Sure, let's, I'll send out a message to Bilotti, see if he can set something up for us.
As they bounce off a pole.
Falls into it. Bonk.
Hey, we kind of made a coil. Unintentionally.
Well,
we're switching to live
yeah.
fire, let me put my helmet on.
Yeah.
Fuck it, do it like a real man.
You mean without asking first?
Peterson just fucked you, O'Connor.
Nothing. You heard nothing. Don't worry about it.
Now I think I know why Peterson's voice is familiar to me. He sounds like the guy that runs the Binging with Babish TV fucking thing on YouTube.
Holy shit.
I don't know what that is.
Binging with Babish is a great... If you've ever sat there and you're like, oh, that food that they said on a TV show sounds interesting, the guy literally makes the food from TV shows with, like, accurate representations from menus and shit. And then if it tastes horrible, he makes his own version of it.
Alright, really quick, we'll do one last maneuver. I'm just gonna call it and see if Vic 2 can respond to it. So we'll just go ahead and convoy move. Contact front, Vic 1, suppress the fire, Vic 2, push through, push through.
Don't shoot us, don't shoot us.
They didn't shoot us. Wow. Nope.
You gotta start shooting.
Except they are crossing our path.
Pew pew. Oh, you threw, okay.
Apparently we gotta start shooting and shot around.
Oh, hang on. Done.
Sure, we'll go with that. Alright.
We were told we had to start shooting by the guys in the truck, so we fired one round each. We're good.
Gotcha.
Round's complete.
Go ahead and push it, I'll join up. Don't remember for room to swing in behind you.
Swing yo.
Who are you shooting in front of?
It's you know who that is? It's IRS.
Sorry, I
It's
don't know
okay,
that one.
everybody, it's just IRS.
I don't know, the only one I'm gonna start singing is, Who Lives in a Pineapple Under the Sea.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
What the hell?
What's a 50 DKP minus?
Oh, I tried to make Donkey Kong, you guys.
Who the fuck was that? You fucked up my cannon, you cunt!
Wait, one testing something.
They're gonna roll it.
For
Webs,
science.
left side, webs, left side, many webs. That's a 50 DKP minus.
Fucking love that shit, bro.
What the
My
fuck?
hand upon her
What
toe,
the
yo ho.
fuck?
Yo ho.
My hand upon her toe.
Even question.
So you can Tokyo and drift in these things.
Yes, you
My
can.
hand upon her toe.
I could have told you that.
Sailor, you're much too low.
Hey, Breach, I gotta pop off.
Talking about your phone.
Okay.
Fun. Popping off.
Shots.
Laid my hand upon her knee.
I mean, I drive a Dodge.
Her knee.
I see you've added the fuel scripts, Preach.
Yes, I have. Do we need fuel?
We're about 3/4 tank.
We should probably get fuel out. Hey, Vic One, what's your fuel state over?
90%.
No, you're 90%. No, bullshit. You're 90%.
Yeah, no, it's about 90, maybe like 87.
She said, "Hey, Sailor, you're kidding me."
I'm coming to look.
Gamfit, one of you grab the gun. Blah. Now go grab the gun. I can't grab it. I am the medic. There we go.
What are we doing?
Fucking hell.
Just gonna check the other Vic and see what their fuel's at, because he doesn't believe me.
No, something about someone's grabbing a gun.
Oh, McNiff had to, went off, didn't he?
Oh,
So
wait, why was he in the gun?
I don't fucking know. Well, he's not trained as a medic currently, so.
It's on top of the
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god,
Oh,
oh
that's
god.
gonna go horribly wrong.
Let's get ready.
Go. It'll work.
Go.
Good job. Nope.
Dead. Bye. He's dead.
Boop. Saved it. You can't run fast enough. Oh.
And he's dead.
Oh, yep.
Ow! Help me! Medic!
Is he still? Holy shit!
I can medic you at 3,000 feet per second if you want.
Holy fuck! I'm sorry, Clay, but you have no left arm.
Oh,
we're on the screen.
Get the packings on that.
I'm a dumbass. Goddamn.
He only broke his arm.
No, he lost it.
Please don't put that in the field. I did the fast.
Hang on, I gotta write down the time. 2:17.
I'm gonna call in medevac here.
Right up.
Man with a missing arm.
Or what level of tier is stupidity? Tier 4.
Yeah.
Rod.
Maybe a 3.
Rod, you're gonna call up a medevac for me.
Tier 5.
Well, it seems that the clicking the fucking injury thing is not working again.
Achilles car surfing fail is what I'll call it.
The world cannot see this. What a guy.
The world will see this.
There, wrote down the time and everything.
Unless you deem CA
timestamp that.
Oh, I'm working on fails compilation number 2, so I got enough material I went through. I've got like for 5.
How many am I in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10.
All of them.
I love how you turn around, I see Brexit and start charging towards me.
Warner, I still gotta find your grenade fail one. It's there somewhere, I just haven't found it. It's there somewhere. I will find it. The only thing I never recorded was Franny.
A good amount of
That
pain.
was the name, Fran. I miss Franny.
Alright, I'm gonna give you ketamine. Don't
Franny. I miss Franny. Where's
Yeah,
Breach?
Franny and me got
Franny was her name.
we had some great times together.
Oh, Francine, yeah.
Francine.
There was the tailpipe.
Can we get Francine on setup on base again?
can you just put
Just for memory's sake.
Unless you're...
No, she's not. Don't say that.
She got blowed up. You got it?
I got it.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you wearing?
I kinda did the blow.
Puke.
Why?
Where is any of that authorized wear? Like,
What?
He's giggling like a baby chicken.
It's Achilles on radio. He's choking.
Achilles, what the fuck, man?
Oh no!
Give him a king LT.
I'm sorry.
I like how Keisha's giving us cover.
Say the word, and I'll make sure he's unconscious for about 10 minutes.
Wait for the right moment. Wait for the right moment. I'll force him out.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yes!
Holy
Did they just put him down?
Oh shit, he's alive, he's alive.
They're doing the NBA already.
Rod, knock that up to a, well, possibly a tier 2.
Really just shoot it?
It's a medic training exercise, don't worry
For
about
a,
it.
for a second patient.
I have medic training.
Severely damaged airway, going to emergency crack right now.
Not gonna have any people.
I'm in the right group.
while
I'm
doing
in the right
this.
group.
Alright, they're
Sponge?
About 40 or 30 seconds.
Got it.
30%
Like to be a
I mean,
patient number
goddamn
3?
it, 50%.
No.
I didn't think so.
Grab a,
Hang on, I can record the timestamp.
90%. And
What did you do?
checking respiratory.
Breathing.
Okay, tell them
that's
you
a
got
little
like.
concerning, but I
Tell
think
them they
that's
got
part
a
of
tier
the thing.
3, 2 tier 3s, a
Patient is
tier
breathing.
2.
But I'm breathing. Right.
Me, tier 1.
Yeah, second patient there, Rod, is a tier 1.
Super tier 1, since he's gonna be gone for like 9 months.
That was almost another tier 2.
It'll be okay, Warner.
Please stop running. Fucking hell.
They just run over Rod?
Oh, god damn it.
Oh.
Tigger ran
Kelly's
in front of
run
the
up
moving vehicle.
He has an elevated heart rate.
Yeah, I know.
I'm checking out
Yeah,
too.
you and Achilles
Preach, you want me
are
to pop
tier 3.
smoke on him?
I don't
No,
think
not
that
yet.
tier goes up or
They're
down.
gonna go get the flight medics first, you know, which kind of makes no sense. Tell you what though, guys, get the vehicles orientated in 360 security and have everybody else ready to rock and roll.
I'm just gonna go ahead
Infantry
and pop it in
contact
as
on the horizon, 2,700 meters out. Bearing 295.
95.
Alright, south dismount.
God damn it, just give him
295.
adenosine. His heart rate's still going up.
Is he breathing okay? Have you given him a chest tube in case he's fucking...
We've emergency correct him, he should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if his lungs are filling up with fucking blood because, you know,
True,
he's
I'll
shot,
slap a tube in him. Hold on.
we're putting pressure on the fucking...
Tube going in.
Stand by.
But then again, it is kind of
through,
like.
Hey, can I get a
Mission's
miss
heart.
update?
140.
You've
Aye.
got...
Sure. Gunshot wound, face, stats fucked, broken arm, hit by front of the truck, stats okay, broke leg getting in a fucking car, stats okay, intelligence level not quite sure.
See, must have gotten better. Couldn't get any worse.
Tier 1 times tier 2 shot in the face.
Okay.
No, one times tier 1.
Excuse me, 1 times tier 1 shot in
stabilize
the
at
face.
140 on
one
the
times
high.
tier 3 broken leg. 1 times tier 3 broken arm. How copy over?
When I heard the words, "What are you wearing?" come over Preach's mouth, and I looked over at Warner, I've been dying ever since.
Guys, where's the rest of the security? We got like 2
They're in the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle!
Get out of the vehicle, get out security!
That's two.
I don't want to protect Achilles.
Yes, you do.
He burned my gun.
How about you bring the other victim to cover the other half of the road?
Oh, jeez, it's not like I know medical or anything, right? It's out already. One way or another, everyone stops bleeding. I think that's kind of neat.
Just remember, go down the street, not across the road.
Cross the road for attention, down the street for results. $5 Milo's flying that. It's because the birds here, guys. should be on security, just a reminder.
Ron, Achilles, quickly get on that bloody birthday. Forgot about you two. Rod, please inform them that, yes, there was 3 casualties in that report, not just 1.
Alright guys, let's mount up, we're gonna RTB and we'll wrangle it as the end.
I put it to the man. They burn my shotgun, I'll use a pistol instead.
I think someone's in your spot.
Yeah, some
Don't tell me what to do.
fucker gonna ice skate uphill. Actually, this is not
Fucking
vehicle.
vehicle's which?
Yeah, that's right.
Wrong vehicle, Mini.
Which
No.
well, something, don't worry about it.
You can still make him ice skate though, right?
Why would we have a drive?
Alright, 15, whatever the fuck you are, follow 12B.
15 Bravo doesn't have a driver.
Now it does.
That sounds like a personal fucking problem.
Right, it's almost as if anybody could take the wheel. Don't worry, I got my driver's license about 2 days ago.
You gotta have a Cracker Jack box.
I think I might trust Jesus taking the wheel more.
Oh.
Isn't their vehicle the Cracker Jack box?
As the good Lord once said, sometimes stupidity falls from trees, and other times it hits you in the face with a whipple bat.
Or could we...
Juice just wants to let everybody know that he's okay, he is not dead.
Well,
how many
glad
years?
He's not dead, but, but when's he need bail by? Because we're gonna need to fucking.
We got.
Well, he messaged me on Discord, so I assume he's at home. I don't think they let you take your laptop to prison.
I don't know. These days,
you get 1 call. So
Probably
maybe
threatened him.
They need 1 text.
I mean, he could have butted it.
Oh, he pulled the keister. No, his
Yeah.
laptop has dual graphics cards. His butt's not that big.
Will be after a week.
If you want to pick someone up, it would be someone at our 2 o'clock, like 200 meters.
Yeah, stop by the prison. We gotta make an exchange.
Who week is it?
A little closer.
Which one is this?
Closer. A little closer.
No, closer.
Oh god damn it.
Wow.
Oh my god.
There we go. Fucking hell.
There we go.
Did they just fly off to drop our casualties back where we were?
If you guys are on that, you may want to tell them that, yeah, we don't have to field anymore.
I hope so. Oh, it couldn't have been Milo. He disconnected.
Oh boy, that's awkward because it's the end of today.
Shut down the server.
Everybody get the fuck out.
Alright, trucks turn off, full dismount. Commandos, actually commando first classes and below, I want full PMCS on these vehicles, and then we're gonna go.
Dismount.
I want
Hard dismount.
UFO.
Get worked on the decks.
I'm actually a Lance Corporal. No one has given me my tags yet.
Are
you a Lance Corporal?
Yeah, I'm a Lance Corporal. I just haven't gotten my tags yet, and I haven't changed my name.
You're a CFC. You're a CFC or below. If your tag says CFC or below.
It's a Washington
Want those
Fuel
vehicles PMCS.
I have my tag.
Trigger, go get the pressure washer.
We got a great pressure washer right here.
Can I wash it with bullets?
No, Canthier, don't.
Here's my pressure
Don't.
washer, Preach.
Pick that up.
Jesus What up? Christ.
I started packing them immediately.
How many people are being lined up for the firing squad today then?
No, we know you like riding. Just don't ride that gun.
Anytime I hear someone say that they like riding things, the first thing that pops in my head is that old fucking
oh shit
Pony song by fucking.
I'll watch that fucking belly flop. Like break my fucking rib cage, man.
Anyone else see him
Hey.
just come out of the fucking ground?
Hey. Oh, there we go.
No, that was just you.
Actually, I wonder if I can find this clips. Well,
Breach is checked out.
Oh right, he's using the
Oh god, he's having a stroke.
I can't do it.
Stroke of awesome.
So, Star is under the map, Breach.
Hi.
Would you like me to take you to my fields?
Bugs? Are they bare?
What are you down there, Star?
You alive?
Yeah, so I'm 6 feet under.
How did you get down there?
Truck over him.
It's a bug with iPods.
Yeah.
They build these buildings so they can be based on any terrain. So if this was like on a hill, you could technically do. Ow! You just injured me.
You freed him.
You idiot.
God
Oh, you're
damn
good.
it.
Injured?
Lock it and pop it. Lock it and pop it.
Not a dance.
Hey Waller,
Yeah.
I regret nothing.
This Brexit
Hey, it's
just did
Spanish.
fucking bunch of backflips over here.
Hey Waller, look to your left.
God.
Alright, they're coming over, Breach, so... Are you guys done, or what?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So Breach, hold on. What exactly am I wearing? What do I got on me?
A beret. That's for starters. Secondly, you're wearing a non-approved helmet. Third, you got
An
no
emergency
suppressor.
crack in your neck, that's another problem.
Fourth, you be wearing some kind of retard device. Oh wait, that's your face.
What the fuck? Can't take him serious while he's dancing like that, trying to rip him.
I think that's
What's happened?
Retard device. No way, it's at your face. Backflips.
although
Isn't that more
is
epic?
also not
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. What you're wearing is fine. I was just dying in the moment because of Preacher.
It's just the helmet.
What?
Alright,
wrong
sorry,
with
just
your
fine.
Nothing.
Just
Fine.
The
Everything
just-
you have is fine. Nothing.
Just
is
crouch
wrong.
down.
Achilles, can I
As,
have you, Preach, can
one.
I get you to be serious up for a little bit here, buddy? They do. Is this everybody?
Fucking Killjoy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I gotta be Killjoy, because it's my job. And, yeah. Alright, so really quick, I'm gonna address what we talked about, Achilles. Yeah?
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Just before, I get off of here and all that, I know you guys are almost done. If you guys have been paying attention to anything at all the last, 24 hours, you notice that Ops is gone. Basically, Odin is no longer going to be a thing, okay? Marshall, for personal reasons, we discussed it, and he wants to go reserves until he can get stuff sorted in his personal life. I'll let him talk with that if anybody is super curious or anything.